Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway. Hope you've had a pleasant weekend. For some of us, it's happy days, but for some of us, it's a bit doom and gloom. I won't know until tomorrow night, but other than that, big up to the three on the panel. Let's say hello first of all to the people in the chat. The first one in there is Henry. So good evening, Henry. Evening, slugger day of reckoning tomorrow. If Bournemouth win, it's bye-bye, Loppy plod on. Well, we may see that kind of thing, but stranger things have happened. Joining today, better be worth it. And I hope your week has been grand. Hot Fuzz will be buzzing, and Anthony will, well, he said waiting for his mug. Never mind the fire alarm battery.
Oh God! I'm glad that's sorted. Just imagine that all over the bloody Christmas, sitting down eating your Christmas dinner, hearing that bloody thing beeping. It's like, oh.
Well, as long as you get the beeping to go with some Christmas songs, you'll be all right, you know.
Yeah, but I think that the noise of the crackers might might time it. Now pull the cracker right.
And then we're saying obviously at the time Spuds were 3-0 up over Russell Martin and 0-0 Chelsea versus Brentford, but now 4-0. They're cooking. Yeah, they're looking pretty good at the moment. Old Spurs.
They are.
Saints burn. Yeah. Chelsea being stung currently. Mind you, it's always a hard game against Brentford. Big up to Mr. Balangi. Big up Fuzzy. What a win with the city is red as always. And Viva United from Iraq. Big up to Mr. Balangi from Iraq. Good to see you as well.
Big up as well.
Guys, I feel as high as a kite. So high I can even see Snoop Dogg from here. Wow, 5-0 to the Spuds now. They're cooking. Good evening, Matt. Hope you're well. Bye-bye, Saints manager. And even Michael Chelsea. Big up Tom, Fuzzy and Anthony. Arsenal in the mud. No title race for you.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think we are. I don't think we are. No, I'll just start on my game. Like, you know, watching it yesterday, and I'll be honest with you, I thought we were really poor. The entire game, to me, it didn't make sense to me. I was mind boggled. Seriously. Skelly comes off. He's playing left back, and you bring on Thomas Partey. So we're moaning about Thomas Partey playing right back, but he comes on his sub and plays left back. So that to me didn't really make any sense. Declan Rice got taken off within 60 minutes. Wasn't even injured for Jorginho. Why? And obviously, you know, the normal sub is obviously Trossard for Martinelli. But I can't believe Martinelli can't pass a 40-year-old defender as Ashley Young. He literally had him in his pocket. Ashley Young had Martinelli in his pocket. I couldn't believe it.
You know what they say, mate? Experience over youth.
Yeah. And in all fairness, do you know what? There was two brilliant players on that pitch yesterday. Ashley Young and Pickford, the goalkeeper. That was the only two that needed to be good in that Everton team. And they were fantastic.
Yeah. You know, when Pickford's on form, nothing's getting, hardly getting past him.
No, nothing's getting past him. And I got to be honest with you, if I was an Everton fan, I'd be happy with that result. Playing away at the Emirates, honestly. And I think is this last home game before they go into this, or I think they got one more home game Everton, then they go into
I think there's one more than the new stadium, isn't it? Yeah, because I think there was the Liverpool derby was supposed to be the last game for them too, but
that's right.
Yeah, that was it. Just want to say this, and big up to Henry, and that who's gifted 5 Early Door Football TV memberships to people. Henry, thank you very much for doing that. Michael Chelsea, I've heard Anthony's tractor has been stuck in a lot of mud since 5 p.m. yesterday.
Yes, it has been non-stop flickering. I just fed up now of talking about this team. I've been doing a bit of like football research in the players we got in the Premier League, and even the top strikers that we've got in here. When you look at the games they've played to compare to the goals that they scored, you could put Ollie Watkins, Isaac. I think the best 3 at the minute, even though he's not scoring, is Haaland. But what he's done, he scored hat-tricks, didn't he, in the beginning part of the season?
Yeah,
so if you've got to count that, so is Haaland, Chris Wood, and Nicholas Jackson. They're the best 3 in the minute scoring non-stop goals.
Wow. Good evening to Colin as well.
R.I.P. Donna is trending. Donna Cullen's dead. What? Nah.
What?
Oh, wow. Jesus. Oh,
Trended? Wow.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Matt
What?
saying Wurzel broke his clutch.
Yeah.
It's trended on Twitter. Wow.
well, I broke my clutch.
Yeah.
You broke
Evening,
your
David
what?
Shear. Hi, Daz. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Clutch, not crutch. Fuzz.
Big up. Drop points against Fulham as well. Yes, Liverpool didn't do so well either, did they? Mind you, got well to get
No.
back into the game. Good evening, Michael. Yeah, don't rub it in. It will get. I'll get the itch. Superb.
God, I didn't know that.
You'll have to show us that afterwards, mate. I said it last weekend. Southampton will go down, and here we are. Yeah, not looking good for them, is it? Evening, Daz. Hope you will. Big up, Tom. Hope you're well. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Well, I'll tell you after tomorrow night, mate. We're even better. Hey, Nick. Good to see you. Hope you're all good.
Pick up Nick. What is that? Profile picture.
That looks like the Ace of Hearts, is it? Well, more than that. There's a rabbit in
There's
there.
your head.
Rabbit. Yep. I'm late. Not that late,
Could have
but
fooled
we
me.
was a little bit late.
Could have
Brendan,
that looked like,
Giving Pendleton and Colin.
looked like
That's
Humpty
Nick as well.
Dumpty with the.
Yeah, I did that. Brilliant. Good evening, Tony, Anthony, and Fuzzy, you wonderful gentlemen. Good evening to you all, Colin and that.
Oops, Colin.
Colin did well, and he made a few bob on the weekend. So fair play
Did
to
he?
him.
I
Yeah.
got maximum points into the games this weekend.
Yes, you did.
My
You
game.
did.
My
Yes,
game and what was it? Forest game.
Yes. I see. Yeah, they got some 12 points
Both,
coming on there.
I had the
evening, Graham.
Ipswich game, right? I had the Ipswich game, right? I knew that.
Mm.
Mm.
And they all say like to each other. Yeah. Matt saying no title race for Arsenal or City gone for both teams now. Don't look good, is it? City is just
No.
as bad. But Chelsea, I mean, obviously, currently it's 1-0 to them. But
Yeah. I think Chelsea are going to be top team.
I think so.
Do you
The way,
remember when we was talking about it? You mentioned about what is it? Liverpool being in that spiral. You know that
Mm.
they're the winner, and maybe this game against Fulham. Do you reckon that might be the start of the spiral?
could be, mate. Because there's finding it hard to get in against Fulham, wasn't they? Really, when and
Yeah.
Fulham, fair play to them. They play some decent football. We know they can do that.
Yeah.
Fuzzy is celebrating Joe Insane.
Absolutely. I'm celebrating not just this game, by the way. There's a couple of other things that I'm celebrating tonight.
Michael Chelsea saying Cuckoo landed it a total contrast. But this is what he does, though, isn't it, Cucurella? He can ever. I mean, if you look at was it the World Cup and that what Cucurella he was completely different to what we saw at Chelsea. But this is what he can do.
Oh, in the Euros, yeah. He was good. He was
yeah.
good he was good in the Euros, and I mean, he was poor the season before, but obviously since he had a good Euros, he's been in this Chelsea team permanently now, and he had, obviously playing left back. So, he is a good player. Did he have a problem with his boots or something? Did he come over to the pitch and he had to change his boots?
He slipped twice, right,
Yeah.
against Spurs, and both times he slipped, they scored a goal from it.
That's
So he
right.
was just like, whilst everyone's celebrating, Kulusevski's run off celebrating, he's running over to the touchline, effing and blind. He's like, what the fuck? Oh, my boots. And he posted a game. He posted a picture after the game as well with the boots he took off in the bin. He's just like, sorry about that, guys.
Stick with the bin. Get shot. Brendan saying, when does Ashley Young become Ashley Old? I think he's not,
Next week or next game.
Yeah, the next game.
He goes back.
But no, I mean, it just shows you keeping the fitness even at that age. That's the difference now, I suppose, with sports science for footballers.
Yeah.
And not being funny, that's how, in certain respects, it's kind of going to work out for Antonio because his fitness But I did read an article, and it doesn't sound good when you hear it. It's probably going to take him a year to even start walking.
Bloody hell. So by then he'd be 35. Literally, you know, around about then. Yeah, that's his career done, I think.
I think.
You know.
I mean, saw a thing that apparently still, you know, there's an option for a year extension on his contract because they're going to
Yeah.
pay him his wages. Because by all accounts, they don't cover them under the insurance for when they're driving their own cars.
Mhm.
And they're going to look at see how his recovery rate is first before they decide if they're going to give him this year extension. But then you look at certain
right.
people, and you know, people in the chat saying, "Oh, it just sums us up," kind of thing. Why don't they just pay it and this and the other? But why would you want to give someone a year's contract if they're not going to be able to play?
Exactly.
Then what are you going to say to them? And that, do you mind ripping up that contract? And I will give you your extension, but because you can't play, can you just rip it up in front of us? And that, cheers, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Don't make sense.
No.
Good evening, Richard. Evening, lads. Hope all is good. Great 2 minutes of play for United for 88 minutes. But peed off with Queen Park Rangers for 60-yard equaliser at Ashton Gate. Yes, wasn't good, mate. Daz, what do you think about tomorrow? Well, I suppose the only kind of consolation is we do pretty well on a Monday night. And we haven't done badly against Bournemouth on a night time. So it's all possible. But we are talking about our current manager and this team and his tactics. And with that, it just makes you wonder.
Loppy in forever.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would love him to stay in there forever.
Contract extension.
Oh,
And
Keegan.
if not,
Yeah,
Gareth
Keegan. Go on,
Southgate
Keegan. Go
standing
on.
outside.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I mean, we
Southgate
already seen
are
the
lucky.
manager sacked today, haven't we, O'Neill?
Yes,
So,
well, I
do you
mean, that
know
was
what I
inevitable. Well, I mean, listen, I'm just going to say hello to Mama Flossie in that, and hope you well, Mama Flossie in that. I know if she
if you will,
things ain't
Mama.
great with you for the moment. So evening to
Yes,
yourself, evening to the chat. Yeah, look, as Brenda's saying, just another manic Monday. That's it's true. It will be.
Just another man in money.
Good evening to the Funhouse. Evening, gents. Evening to yourself. Hope you're well.
Funhouse. Oh my God! Look at that. I thought that was Jason Donovan with a moustache. Oh,
Henry.
That's just the bad, and the
the badder.
crisis.
Colin's doing all right here. Look, gents, I had a little bet today on Man United beating Man City. Nice few quid back. Bit lucky, but got it.
Oh, fair play, Colin. Fair play.
He
And
said-
not
he
that. Before
said-
Christmas
he
to
said-
get a win, a couple of hundred or a few hundred, whatever it is. I mean, it's nice to do that just before Christmas as well.
Well, he did better on the last one, so he's coming to a fair few quid this weekend.
Yeah.
So good luck to him as well. Better be bent than straight clutch. That's true. Broke his clutch with his crutch. Wow.
Yeah.
Don't big him up with that, Matt. We'll never hear the end of it.
Oh, definitely. A lot of muscle in my crutch. No, there's not. Right, move on.
Yeah. End the show, Dave. End the show, as they say. Gloating mood. Give it as past than yeah, of course, everyone's giving it to you. You're saying like a massive win for the Toon. Cool, that was a great game from Newcastle. Did very well.
Yeah, they did. And
Yeah,
is it Murphy? He got two goals. Murphy, was it Murphy? He got 2 goals to
I
them.
think it was. I mean, one of the goals Murphy scored in that. God, that was a belter.
Well, yeah.
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law, yeah,
Murphy's
absolutely.
goal. Yeah.
Yeah. I said this as well like yesterday. Funny enough, I talked to someone like Matt Van Nistelrooy's honeymoon is over. Yep, the 5-minute wonder is done. He's set himself in, got in. That's it, done. Now we crack on. His palm injured. Yes, great day for you yesterday. Joey got the Liverpool score right. Say hello to each other there, and Barca losing again. Not good for Barcelona. Wasim, good to see you, matey. Hope you well. Good evening to all. hope we get a result together. I think we'll do, Daz. I mean, if we get a back-to-back win, that'd be superb. You know, it's about time we got it as well. Evening, Richard. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you and the family all good. And big up to Dowog and Goon. Happy Fuzzy. Get the cocoa milk in. Oh, the choco milk in.
Hell yeah.
Matt's asking, have you dumped Donna, Hot Fuzz?
I don't know, man. I just looked on Twitter. Apparently she's dead.
Oh my god! Come on, can't sing this. Let's start singing. It's gonna be lonely this Christmas without Donna to hold.
That's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Dawn has disappeared.
Big up to Dale as well for doing this. Gifted 10 early doors football TV memberships and that. Appreciate that.
Yes, Dale.
Thanks, Dale.
Do you know what? I've been on shows and that, and like in the comments, and no bastard has gifted me anything. Like in the, I goes, what have I got to do to gift it? I press on it, and I goes, I what? And I thought, oh bollocks, I can't have it.
Well, after singing that song, mate, I mean that should be guaranteed.
Well, that was the reason why Dal. That was my singing that gifted the 10 thing. Because did you notice I was singing and then bang, he said, "Fucking hell, my hero's just sung a Christmas song. I'm glad to put that in."
You look got monetized, yes. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, mate.
Well, he did.
Well, he did.
He can't.
I can.
Martin nearly couldn't even beat Young. Yep. This is the truth, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, Palmer doesn't get injured. You better check on Solo and Van Dijk, mate. Yes, well, they're just fine. Dow saying, Anthony, your Buddha pic has breasts on it.
Yes. Well, yeah, sort of, yeah. Oh, yeah, where the hell that do? Isn't a forest and a lake and some wooden steps coming around the side here, sort of thing.
That's just a picture of when he went on holiday to Thailand. Just sat there, yeah.
As long as you don't play that joke.
Honey.
Yeah, as long as you don't play that joke when somebody turns up to you and says, "What's the capital of Thailand?" You go, you say it, you go, "Oh," you go down like that. They do.
Oh man!
I had a wife from Thailand, but she died from testicular cancer.
Oh God, Fuzz. Jesus!
Wow!
Oh no! Tragedy.
Wow!
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
wow!
No.
Wow!
And the street.
Wow. In the street.
Yeah.
But it was nice knowing you,
That's a
Tom.
curtain dropper.
You was monitoring it. You know, you got a week's worth, 2 weeks worth out of you know, once I think shouldn't have it. That's it now. He's killed it.
Your job's done, basically. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Tom can retire an happy man.
Daz is saying, is Antonio that bad then? Yeah, well, double compound fractures are not an easy one to recover from. And obviously, you know, you've got to think obviously internal bleeding and whatnot. So the recovery rate from that. Then you've got to think getting rehabilitated and walking. Then you've got to do the slow build up in the training, coming back into it. And he's going to be way behind match fitness. So, yes, he's not going to be kicking a ball for a long time. Maybe not at all anymore, which I think is more likely the case. Yeah, look, yeah, as Matt's saying, year plus recovery does. Big achievement from Henry here. Look, just done 800 videos. Massive achievement there, Henry. Well done for doing that.
You just record them all in consecutively. I've been sat here for about several hours just recording 800 videos.
Playlist is going to be great.
Yeah, yeah.
Chelsea are just watching this. Chelsea are just peppering Brentford's box, but they cannot do anything with it.
Is that live, the Chelsea games? I couldn't find it. I got the Tottenham and Southampton game on.
No, it's not live. I don't know, is it live? I think it might be.
It didn't say it was on Sky Sports. It was the Manchester derby, and then that was it. And then I flipped over to TNT because I knew this one was on, but it didn't advertise for the Chelsea ball.
No, it's not. I don't think it is. I think it's only them 2 games, isn't it? The Brighton and the City game.
Yeah.
We're still saying 1-0 to them at the moment. Michael's saying fuzzy and high spirits, but question, mate. Why are your fans celebrating 12th in the league? Oh, he's thrown that gauntlet down.
Well, I mean, it's still beating City though, isn't it? At their ground, of course we're going to be happy. You know, there's always something there, right? Always something there. If a United fan is happy, something's wrong. You gotta correct this. Gotta really patch this up. You know.
So I was just here
Plasters
in a
over
conversation.
actions.
I was here in a conversation my missus was having on the thing. Thanks so much. She went, well, Anthony seems happy. He's on the stream and he's singing Christmas songs. There's something that I really want to say, but I'm not going to. I don't know. I think my missus. Well, I'm going to say my missus, not all women, but just my missus. And I sometimes I feel like, bloody hell, you don't have to have crap conversations on things, don't you? You know what I mean? It's like
It sounds like the sort of conversation, right? To picture it, it's like that grumpy neighbour that sits there looking at you across the fence, standing from the kitchen window, just whilst you're out in your garden having a blast of a time, maybe playing some table tennis or something, and she's just sat there in that kitchen window, looking like a great British bulldog. Bit of
Fucking
drool
hell, you've
coming
been in
out.
my house first. You've just literally described it to a T. Hang on. I'm going to get the fucking locks changed.
Anthony, can you hear me?
Anthony, it's fuzzy. He's talking to the letterbox.
See, if I hit this wall hard enough, the pictures in your background will start vibrating off the wall.
Vibrating, yeah.
Wow. Dow saying United 13th after the Spurs win.
The moobs start to jiggle. Whee!
I know that my boobs will be up here in a minute in the conversation. Was it Anthea or whatever it is?
Yeah. Bye-bye, Gary O'Neill. I knew he would be next. Yep. Well, Ange has obviously got himself out of danger for the moment because he could have been possibly another one. And obviously, it depends on our game tomorrow night with Bournemouth.
Do you reckon he could be a good manager? If Loppy got sacked, let's say like this was going to be Loppy's last game, West Ham lost, he was sacked. Do you feel Gary O'Neill could be a good replacement or no?
I think because actually looking at Wolves, he wasn't exactly backed, was he? This window.
No, he wasn't. No.
Window, so he proved what he could do when he came in and saved them from going down. He knows that he's played for us, so he knows a little bit about what we are. But would he be the right choice at this moment? I don't think so.
No,
I don't think he will be at this point. I don't think he's strong enough in that respect.
Right, okay, Southgate is then.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, yeah. That summed up in one word, 3 words, shall I say? Wolves are shit.
Wolves are shit.
And Henry saying Big Sam in for Wolves or West Ham.
Fuck yeah.
Well, they're already looking at a manager already, aren't they? What was the name of some
Oh, I've seen it. It's yeah.
Begin with a V? Was it begin with a V?
Ollie's at the wheel.
I think he's another Portuguese manager, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah.
Well then. So yeah. Evening, Richo. You've got to be very pleased with yesterday's result against Arsenal.
Yeah, he would be, Rich. Big up to you. You played brilliant, mate. Ashley Young, I'll tell you what, you wouldn't have thought he was 40. He was playing like he was in his prime, like a 27-year-old in that game.
Brentford just had a chance to equalise there. And it's probably the only time Sancho's actually kind of been decent in goal. Pulled a 4-1 save. Just got his hands to it. Nick saying... You fight, Anthony. I would love it if you got Moyes, Anthony. I hope it happens one day. I hope Arsenal get Moyes. I would have said that to Fuzz, but he's had Moyes already. Anthony's there and he's been left out. Yep.
Well, yeah, I would have took Moyes when Wenger was in charge and didn't win us anything, I thought that Moisey would most probably have come over to us and maybe try and achieve something, like obviously win a trophy. So that's the only time I would have had Moisey at Arsenal.
Interesting. Didn't know he was in a bed. Fuzzy Rama. Big up, lads.
Jesus
Fuzzy
Christ.
Rama. Is that three of us?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Jesus, what's going on there, Tom?
Wish I was saying, how did Southampton beat us? They're so bad, which is a bit embarrassing, really. This is the kind of the Everton way as well, isn't it, Richo? Either Daichi turns up or he doesn't. I mean, obviously he's got Arteta's number when he comes to playing Arsenal, and there was no answer from Arsenal at all, even with the players that put on. But as Anthony said, some weird substitutions in that game yesterday for Arsenal.
It was. I just don't think he's the right manager. I keep saying it. I've noticed now, Tim, on these like shows, people that were Arteta in, they're now gradually coming over to our side, like Arteta like, and he's like, nah, we're not having you. You just stay back over to where you was. Just get over there. Yeah, we're fine over here on our own. Thanks.
I saw your mate Lee with a little short video in that. I think the flip flop staying off this time. He's definitely saying Arteta out.
Well, we'll soon find out after Christmas, won't we? Because if he starts pulling results like the back, I've noticed if he wins 3 games in a row, that's when the flip flop starts flipping and flapping, because it's like, he's back in. Arteta's in now.
He's back in again. But I can definitely tell you this, Michael Chelsea. Tom will be loppy in after a few weeks. You'll get used to it in time. Not in a month for Sundays. He is not the right man for the job. End of. No matter if he turns it around, he is still not the right man for the job. He's not proven anything to say why he should be still in that position.
What about why not replace Loppy, with Floppy Fuzzy? Would that be the other?
Well, Floppy Fuzzy will probably get more of a tune out of the players than what this Loppy will. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll turn them into a musical band.
Wow.
See?
It'd be like Wonka all over again. Fuzzy Wonka.
Fuzzy Wonka. Oh, I'm just waiting for that to come up now in the comments.
with his choco milk.
Yeah. You got your golden card.
I mean, I'll have that song going for me for like a week, and then everyone will be calling me Fuzzy Wanker.
Fuzzy Wanker?
Fuzzy Wanker. Fuzzy Wanker. Get out of my club.
Britain's saying the results have been weird, Richo, yet no rhythm or reason to most of them. Yeah, absolutely. It's been some weird ones. Dad's saying should have done betting playing in the Man U game, would have been laughing. Dad, you missed a trick there. He's just been sacked.
Who's just been sacked?
Well,
Steve Cooper. Oh my god.
Steve Cooper.
Shut up. Has he been sacked?
Yeah.
Breaking news. Slow sports
Nottingham
news.
Forest.
Slow sports news. I like this one from and bless you, Nick, for doing this as well. £2 super chat saying, if you put this on the screen, you 3 support Spurs.
Why'd you put it on there? That's one thing that's one team I would never support.
It's not the picture we've got a problem with, it's your comment.
Yeah.
The Bristol Rovers manager. He's just been sacked.
Oh, fucking me shit. Yeah.
Dale saying, tractor fund incoming, Anthony.
Oh, superb. Cheers, Dal. See, now that's my hero. That is right there.
This is true, Anthony. He's saying, yeah. Whoops. I'm sure Donna's already given Fuzzy his Christmas present.
Chocolate bomb. The same kind they tried to give to Winston Churchill. But it didn't work.
Like Mama's saying, look, Anthony, they are gifted randomly. You might need to allow gifts in chats.
Oh, I might do. My dear. So what happens? You stay when you accept it. You stay a member of that show until obviously you don't want to be a member anymore.
For the month.
For the month.
Then you renew it yourself if you want to renew it.
Oh right. So that's not bad then.
Everybody's come out with, are you sure their breasts are not balls?
What's that on these pictures? On my picture.
And your brother saying he's in North Bristol explains the Buddha pics.
Yes, Rick. I know I'm in North Bristol. I'm a safe.
Yeah, cut the stream, Dave. Cut the stream.
Yeah, cut the stream. I'm a Southerner, born and bred.
Good evening, usual subject. Good evening, all. Bun in the oven, Donna. Wow. Wow. Look, been a while. How are we, Dave? Old school gunner. All right, gents, smash the likes and subscribe and take this channel to 1K subs. Big up to the panel and everyone in the chat. Dave, appreciate it. Thank you, mate. And make sure you go and see Old School Gunner. Dave, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Old Dave. How you doing,
Hope
Dave?
you're keeping well, mate. Yeah, I hope he's all good. I ain't seen him for a while.
Hope your date went well as well. Okay.
Richard said Antonio's still young at West Ham. Their players generally peak at 58. Nice joke, funny. Yep, they all say like to each other. Colin saying, Tony, we have bad luck with strikers. A striker we strongly linked to, Jonathan Burkhart, got himself injured. Yeah, no. That says it all then. Chelsea have just gotten 2-0 up.
You got that goal?
I'm just trying to see now because they've smothered the player whoever it was. Jackson again.
Fernandez.
Oh, Nicholas Jackson. That's cool. Did someone see Palmer come off injured or Palmer injured?
No, I think Henry was. He's old. Palmer's old. Palmer's still beyond the pitch.
He's still on. Chelsea haven't made a sub yet. In the 80th minute.
That's a great ball. Oh, keeper should have had that. Inside near post. Should have got that. Yeah, you got it up, Michael. Isn't that worth celebrating? Hot Herbert. Greetings all.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Well, I get that. Yeah, that is quite hot, actually. I'll be honest with you.
Des is asking the question, are we all looking forward to Christmas? Are you, gents?
Oh,
yeah, I'm looking forward to Christmas. I just finished buying my missus her Christmas presents. She ain't gonna find them because I've hid them under the fucking soup. So you can imagine how small they are. So he's good. Yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to it. Actually, we always have a good Christmas. You know, we get family and that coming round and and drinking, having a laugh, playing games, that sort of thing. So looking forward to it.
Good stuff. Bear with me. Actually, let me just try and find that one. Nope, no fucking chance. So I was looking for, can't find it. Never mind. So usual, hello to each other. Gonna sneeze. Thank you very much. Where do you see O'Neill's next club being?
I don't know, but I'd tell you what, Tim, that Christmas tree your Christmas tree is on a wonk. Fucking hell, it's all right, mate.
I've modeled it on your tree, mate. That's what I've done. I purposely looked for that kind of tree with the wonky branches on it. And
what do you reckon? I sat this way so you can't see the tree.
That's why I left it in the background behind me there, so you just remind you.
Yeah.
You have to deal with wonky pictures and lights instead.
Oh my God! Don't start on that. I had that last night. Bloody pictures and lights. I didn't do any of this. My missus does it.
he was giving you large on that one, wasn't he? But,
He was, yeah.
make you straight lines on that. Ian Budgie, good to see you. Everyone can't stop, but thanks, Oregon, for the gifted memberships. Anthony, don't get upset by this, but he does feel guilty though because he's got 2 memberships. He's got the Green Sheet profile as well, so he's got 2 memberships compared to your none.
Imagine that.
God.
You win a lottery ticket, and you're like, yes, but you realise you've entered for 2 lotteries, and you end up drawing all the numbers for the second one.
I've seen some people do that. I've heard some stories there. Mr. Belange is saying, can Anthony be one of Amarin team mans in the future?
Possibly.
I don't know.
I think-
I haven't had the call yet.
He's got to lose some weight first.
At the job.
Drop the mics. Bomber class. Bomber class.
Bloody hell. What do you think the score will be tomorrow? I mean, what did I actually say? I think was it 2-1 I put down? Oh, was I being optimistic?
4-0.
4-0.
I put 2. I know someone puts. I put 2-1.
So,
I can't remember. I know I put 2-1. I can't remember if it was West Ham. I think I might put 2-1 Bournemouth. I'm not too sure.
Well, I went 2-0 Bournemouth because obviously I thought myself like usual. The Lopetegui algorithm means we should be losing this game tomorrow.
See, now I'm more polite to your team, Sam, because at least I gifted you a goal. Do you know what I mean?
Fuzzy went with 2-2. Your Joe went with 2-1. Oh, sorry, you went with 2-1, and your Joe's gone with 2-0 West Ham as well.
Oh, what, a win to West Ham, or?
No.
Oh, 2-0 to Bournemouth. Ah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say he's pretty
Ah,
good. That
thanks, Colin. There you go. Yeah, Victor Pereira, Portugal.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Use wisely. Hot Herbert saying, in terms of West Ham, I only 2 words: hire Southgate.
Yeah. There's only
dear.
one Hot Herbert in it. I'm sorry, but you're looking at him. I'm sorry, but you are looking at him. He's not down here. He's not down here. Even though it's my space, but this is natural, not just a little picture. So actually, I might as well change my name from Anthony to Hot Herbert underneath there, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Just
Put a
change
bit of mistletoe on the top.
Great share for Michael Chelsea. It's a curse playing West Ham for a football manager. First Ten Hag, and now O'Neill. I wonder who's next. Usual saying, good evening to the Crawley cook. Old Budgie. Yeah, we're just saying great result against the Arsenal point and a clean sheet as well. Absolutely, Richo. Well deserved. Did he say yet and he get moist? Loppy's next, Michael. Yeah, hopefully. You need to get Terence on. Yeah, try and track him down. He's I shall try and do. He's away at the moment, but he'll be back shortly. We will lose against Ipswich last game of the year. Oh dear. Hendon Guna, good to see you. Good evening, Tony, Fuzzy and Anthony, and all in the chat and watching. I hope you're keeping well, Hendon. Good to catch up with you in a couple of streams early today. Matt Foster, when do West Ham have the Spuds? I think that's February time. I think it's February. I think it's about to say, isn't it? As Matt's saying, next year sometimes. Good evening there. Oxford manager's been let go as well. Wow, they're all dropping like flies. Saying hello, and Michael Shelton. Breaking news: Arteta has been given a lifetime contract by the Crankies. Wow, imagine that.
The Crankies.
Well, what's this? Tony, early doors and Budgie. Did you hear about Kevin Gray, the West Ham fan, that sadly collapsed at the Wolves match last Monday and passed away? Sadly, the watch he was wearing at the time.
Continue his comment, I think.
Sorry to hear that. I mean, condolences to the Gray family. Bloody hell.
Yeah, his watch was wearing at the time was lost. His family was asking if anyone that attended the match in the lower tier of Trevor Brooking stand picked up the watch, a Rolex. They'd like to get it back. More info on social media.
Oh, just that.
Find the watch, guys. Find the watch.
Yeah, let's make sure. I mean, normally we're a good bunch. We, hopefully there's someone to find that and get it back in again. Unless it's obviously the stewards, which is not part of us, unfortunately. Early fuck Krug, evening chat, and fuck that ball forward, Pratt. Fuck Krug for golden boot. Up the hammers. Absolutely. Up the hammers. 2-0 Chelsea Jackson, yeah. Tony Concesio could be an interesting appointment. Brady is backing Potter to come to us. I do not want Potter. Yeah, I think, if you look at it, if it's just going to be for the interim, which it more likely could be, even if it happens, we can get hold of Concesio or even, Allegri, then it should be should be good. But we shall see. Oh, man, yeah, it's all for us. Mama's saying. Brentford's got a goal back.
Too little, too late.
Emilio Baker. Donna's bunning the other one. Who's the daddy fuzzy? It's LB, Eunice. Oh, jeez.
Could be Sava. That's why he's gone on holiday. Can't put it past him. You never know.
Well done, Matt. So someone to come forward and they've found it. Yeah, poor chap with an heart attack. Not good, is it, when it's happened? When it's that, and especially when it's close as well. Coming up to Christmas. What is this? The Brady Bunch? We have more Herberts and Arteta's trophies. Yeah, always happy to spread the word. Absolutely. You know that, Colin, anytime. No idea why the Spuds game is televised. So I've got to feel sorry for him, Michael. That's what it is. Early doors and up fuzz, Britain. Even though, sorry, late. Couldn't find anywhere to park the wheelchair.
Yeah, I know.
That's my plan, Henry. Yep, Tony sneezes and Bournemouth goes slippy sliding all over the Vitality Stadium. That's the way to do it. They need all the help they can get. The only guy on the panel, David Herbert. Fuzz, is your mum giving you a snip on top for Christmas?
If she cuts here, probably, yeah.
David Herbert say, look, West Ham are right. Discuss. Yeah.
West Ham are built like that bloke in that picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Evening, James. Hope you well. Good to see you. Michael's turned up to the darts as soon as it was 2-0 to the Spuds. Wow. That just shows how good the game was going then, if that was the case. Yeah, hashtag find the watch this up now. Hendon, good night as well. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks for coming in and saying that. Appreciate that. I'd rather watch paint dry than watch Spurs. But he's saying, obviously, Brent, pull one back on Chelsea and Mbembo 2-1. Good player. Evening Game Killer. And Fuzzy. And also say hello to Matty as well. James is saying, word in Australia, Potter to Wolves gave up us as being impatient. Yeah, I did hear this as well. First thing he's probably got to sort out, though, is these players kicking off. Did you see it yesterday again, kicking off?
Yeah, it was the Wolves player, wasn't it?
At Newey.
Yeah, and I think the striker, the main striker, Wolves. Yeah, did you see how he ripped that guy's glasses off his face?
Yeah. What the hell's going on there?
Yeah. So obviously you can understand they're distraught at this time, and that he was still in charge, the manager. But that's no way to act on a football. But there was no professionalism in that game at all. After the game, sorry. So he's going to get a fine, and he'll most probably get a couple of match ban. So.
Well, I mean, obviously, it happened at when we played them at the end. Obviously, Bowen and Lamina. Lamina was just seeing red mist.
Yeah.
And when one of the Wolves coaches came in and tried to hold him back, even then he squared up to him, and obviously
squared up,
he's lost the captaincy because of it.
yeah.
Squared up
But
to
you
everyone.
should- yesterday,
I would have loved that. Do you know what? Did you see when he elbowed him? When he was trying to grab all of him and say, "Look,"
Yeah.
he was helping him to say, "Get down the tunnel," helping him, and he turns around, and he goes like that with his elbow. I'm not being funny. If you're helping someone and someone did that, well, I'll tell you something. If somebody did that to me or with me, I would have just gone slap. Honestly, I couldn't control my temper with that.
no,
But
exactly.
but
I
I'm
mean,
surprised he didn't. Do you know what I mean?
for me, and when you're doing something like that, especially when it's your own coaching staff, that's your club. You're
That's wrong.
disrespecting like that. For me, that's an easy one. Reserves and not the windows coming
Yeah.
up.
Exactly. You're
I
gone.
don't care who you are. I'm slapping you on the market. End of.
Yeah. I'd have done the same as well.
And seeing that
It's similar
yesterday,
to two players in our club, except they're coming around under different circumstances. Oof.
yes, we'll come on to that because that's an interesting one. But at Nuri and that again, another one. He just wasn't relentless. He wanted to carry on, and it's like, what the are you doing?
Exactly.
You're bringing the club down as well, and everyone's seeing this on TV.
Yeah, he's wrong, especially when you're doing that to a senior member of management. Do you know what I mean? And it proves that all the respect went out the window. Then, and
No,
then
exactly.
you know what I mean? I suppose the Wolves fans weren't happy with it. I suppose they were calling, shouting out the player how wrong he was, to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's like what I said. You just, no matter what it is, you shake hands on the pitch. You've done your job on the pitch. Game's over. Go back to the changing rooms. Accept your bollocking by the manager and accept your bollocking like a man, basically.
But doing what they were doing, that's also, you can't even say it's down in tools because you're doing it in front of him, in front of O'Neill, and that's again another a total lack of respect.
It is.
I've just seen Cucurella do a mad challenge, and how he got away with it, I don't know. He got a yellow card for it, but and he just
Budgie Doors. That looks like what's that Johnny Knoxville? Is it called Bad Grandpa or something? Have you seen the Fuzzy? Have you seen the video when he brings the fish out and the fish has got like a pair of and he's sort of like and he's wrestling with the fish and he's slapping him all over the face. He's going, "Oh, get off!"
Wow. So I'm just going to this game. Janelle's just been booked. Cucurella has just literally kind of run into him, but gone down like a sack of spuds, and yet he's got away with that one. Yeah, he's right. As Budgie Dawes is saying, it's a nippy out. Make sure to wrap up warm. And Daz, this is one I've been always saying about. Thomas Frank would be a good shout at West Ham. He's my choice.
He won't go. He won't leave. He's got it to a T there, Ting. I understand why you want him, but he's got it to a T.
Yeah, no, exactly. And again, Henry's coming with a bit of news. I saw this earlier today and it's one you don't want to really hear. But yeah, 2-year-old has died in a hit and run after a stolen Porsche.
Oh, bloody yeah.
So to that family as well, kind of thing. It's not what you want at this time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you don't want it to full stop. So, you know what I mean?
No, exactly.
He's just.
Well, let's just hope they get the fucker. That's as simple as that, really.
But
That's what you got road for.
You've done in life. I'm not being funny. That child only came into the world 2 years ago. I'm sorry, you took a life. You do life.
Exactly.
That's the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give it that. Daz is asking, what's the teams you really don't like?
All of them.
Yeah, I second that. My other team that I don't like, that I take a
Arsenal. I don't like them.
I don't like I don't like Tottenham. I hate Man United with a passion, and West Ham they're just shit. So that's.
What do you
Yeah.
think of shit though, Anthony?
Oh, West Ham.
Ah, thanks for that.
Yeah, the
all
pair
right.
of you. Look at that one. Family photo 2024. Nick saying, I like turtles. Yeah, I remember my score on that one there. Colin saying, Tony, mate, what do you feel about the possible swap deal involving Paqueta for Igor Jesus?
I've read
Ye-
this as well today. I think it might be good, actually. I mean, is it that's the one that did the gambling, wasn't it?
Yeah. Allegedly.
so-
Allegedly. Don't
allegedly,
forget that.
allegedly. Yeah, I'll get that right. Allegedly, I like Paqueta. I feel that he's a good player. You know, someone that you need in that middle of the pitch. But yeah, I mean, obviously for what he's done, it spreads a bad vibe around the football club,
Yeah,
doesn't it? So
you can see it in him. I mean, like, he's not exactly performing to his best.
yeah,
And we don't know, is it really affecting him mentally? When you've got all these charges over your head, and not just when you think
yeah,
from here. What must Brazil think of one of their own, being in the game at the disrespute? The beautiful game, as they say, can't be easy. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if we're getting a better deal with Jesus and that, then yeah, definitely take it all day long.
yeah. I wish it was. I wish it was already Jesus. I'll tell
You know,
you. I wish it was.
I know
I would.
I know it's coming to Christmas, mate. We're not that generous. And like we said just a minute ago, Matt saying, yeah, Lamina and Nuri should never play for Wolves ever again. Absolutely.
Yeah.
As soon as you're doing something like that, no one's bigger than the club at the end of the day. And these players think
No.
that because obviously what they earn, that they're untouchable. Not being funny, it's the club that pays them, not the other way around.
Yeah.
I prefer tortoises. Can we buy at Nuri then, Matt? At a discounted rate, that's what you want to buy him for. Oh, blimey, look. James has just filled us in, though. Jesus has finished 2 knee operations, knackered him.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
Why are you going for all these players that seems to be injury prone and and that sort of thing?
Take the lot for you in there, because you normally buy all the old uns and the rejects, don't you? Now you've taken over from us.
Well, no, if you was taking over from us, I mean, look at that. Foot rug is one of them. And
they're youthful though, right? And they don't look old enough. They don't move old enough. You've got to make them feel old and feel like they've got to move on the pitch with crutches or one of them granny walkers or something, or granny mobiles. that's what goes on there.
That's true. And if you get what Brendan said here, the stigmata hole in his side is not helping him even.
I mean, I heard that obviously we take our players to Dubai and all that. Obviously, with the age of the West Ham's defence, I heard they take them to bingo. Is that true thing? I don't know if that's true. Is a day out.
Taking the bingo, yeah. They bought a job lot of the old Stampers kind of thing to do the numbers.
Yeah,
they're all right. Good evening to Mama Budgie. Hi, panel in the chat. Hit the like for the bald blind one. Christmas after all. Plus, he's on the spectrum. Braveheart, thanks. He's on the spectrum. I hide it well though. Cucurella is useless. Yes. Colin's saying I heard about this swap deal earlier today. James, could be happening. Yeah, I agree with usual here. O'Neill lost the Wolves dressing room long before yesterday's game. Yeah, I think that was coming. Evening, Sharky. Get Frank in. I'd have that. Yeah, see how Lampard Jr. is doing well at Coventry. He's got another win.
He's doing really well in the Championship. I think it just proves. I think he's that sort of material. He's a Championship manager. So I wish him all the best in that. I think Coventry will do well under him, but where they're going to finish to this season, I just look at it as a bonus. Obviously, they won't go bang, but and then they can just go on from there, sort of thing, and progress.
I suppose it's his forte, isn't it?
Coventry, what he did at Derby.
Yeah,
he did the Championship managerial stuff at Derby, and he didn't really look all that out of place. Lost to Leeds on like the promotion charge, got into playoffs. That was Derby County.
Mm.
So I mean,
Well, funny enough, when you think even Rooney did well there, didn't he, at Derby?
Really did, yeah. Yeah. Now look at him.
I know.
Like,
It's
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just Derby. They just ruin managerial careers.
yeah, it's true.
Oh my god.
Dan's
Since
right.
Southgate there, he'll ruin the club.
God, that is such a disturbing advert, isn't it? Yusuke from Fury. Have you seen the advert to that?
Yeah.
When they got each
Yeah.
other's faces and all that, and one of them comes out of his chest. Oh my god. $24.99.
I know.
They start making out on the stage or something.
Not going to pay that price. That's
No.
joking off. So, yeah, Anthony, I think most of us in agreement don't like Arsenal.
Yeah, true. Facts.
Loppy for the Arsenal Man United job. Ooh, imagine that. Si, good to see you. Big up Wolfang Division. Big up to the
You got
chaps.
Wolfie? Wolfie?
Arsenal fans are too flash. Yeah, they've got a bit of an arrogance about them. Daz, agree on that.
Kukurea got a red card after full time.
I know, because there was some altercation kind of thing in that, and there was another yellow card kind of thing. Twat of a man. Oh, Scott is getting rattled, Michael Chelsea saying. Could be the case.
Mm.
Is it a swap deal, Paqueta, Jesus? Arsenal trying to peg back some of the money they paid for Rice? Could be. Could be that.
The way you look at it there. Whichever way you look at it. Arteta has got to be sacked if either Enzo Maresca or Arne Slot win the Premier League in their debut seasons. And more so if Enzo Maresca takes that Chelsea team from like mid-table mediocrity for the past 2 years, and then he's balling out the top of the league.
I agree with you,
With a
guys.
couple
My
of
fingers
signings.
are crossed. For Arteta getting sacked, my fingers are crossed.
Can we get Jesus in for Christmas? That'd be something. Big up Mr. Early Doors, Anthony and Fuzzy. Big ups. Big up to yourself as well, mate.
Big
And
up,
obviously
cool,
smash the likes. Thank you very much, sir.
Hell yeah.
Not Jesus at Arsenal, some guy in Brazil. Any old guy. Let's say like yeah. Wolf. Big up to the Chocolate Master Fuzz. Smash the likes. He's on your channel.
Hell yeah.
Hope you're right, Anthony, saying there.
Yeah, I'm good, Wolfie. Hope you're right, mate.
Oh, dear me. Look, the jokes are coming thick and fast. Usual saying, Sharky, you won't be hanging around for long. No, they didn't. Not at all, Michael Chelsea. Not at all.
Yeah,
Let's make
it's
it.
true.
Gabriel
Michael was
Jesus.
true.
Yeah. Southgate's first signing for West Ham
It's
is Gabriel
true.
Jesus.
25 million,
100
I read.
million.
Yeah.
Arsenal get return investment. Imagine that.
Wolfie's asking, is your tractor fixed? Still waiting
Yeah,
for
it's
that part,
fixed now. Yeah, it's fixed now. I put tinsel all around it. It looks lovely.
Mr. Fang. Matt saying Tony only Frank will get West Ham as Frank Spencer. Yeah, I know, mate. I mean, you know, I'd still go for him, whatever way you look at it. Frank Spencer, yeah, Jesus.
Type of thing, extraction. Jesus.
Where's Kai Havertz? Has anyone found him yet?
Oh, bloody
Got off-
hell. Kai
got off-
Havertz, Jesus. Well, them two. I reckon he should be gone. That Ramsdale looks pissed off too. They're speaking to him after the game because obviously
he?
he's injured. Yeah, he can't even look at the camera properly. He's just literally talking. He's looking down at the floor.
Bloody hell. Poor son.
Oh, just a bit of irony about this, right? It was meant to be us winning against Man City, yeah? Guess how many seconds there were between our first and second goal? 115. Things only come in 115s for Manchester City.
How ironic. Nick said, I made Anthony Santa before he said West Ham is shit. Wish I could take it back.
I mean, Anthony say son before he said West Ham. No, that's right. Cheers, Nick. No, fine. That's fine. West Ham are not shit. You're just going through a bad spell. You've got good players there. When you list your players down on paper, they do look good. But unfortunately, with the manager you got, they can't perform that on the pitch. So I think that's fair in that team.
It's coming from top goons.
Yeah,
See,
it's coming
good
from
looking
top
players. Good looking
Now,
players.
on the other hand,
With these.
this show's only on for 3 weeks. It's going to take me 9 weeks to sort this one out. With Man United.
Oh man, Frank Lampard to West Ham then? Nah, not at all. Not at all. Good evening to Robbie Herbert. Wow, look at that one.
Who the fuck's that?
Robbie Savage. Robbie Herbert.
Jesus.
That's brilliant. Lawrence,
You know
good
what? A
afternoon
lot of
to you,
people
mate.
don't like Robbie Savage. I don't mind Robbie Savage. I don't mind it. He's a guy that talks shit. He's like Roy Keane. Now everybody don't like Roy Keane, but I totally agree with what Roy Keane says. No,
Yeah,
I do.
Wakey.
But big up to Lawrence anyway, and no chance Michael Lampard will ever manage West Ham. Yeah, we'll get on there. Joanne says she don't like Arsenal either.
Yeah, no, I don't like them, Joanne. They're crap. Yeah.
Yeah, the game killer's saying like Anthony decked out the tractor in Bristol Rovers gear.
Fuck off! I torched that after.
Just finished watching my American football team. How did they get on, Lawrence? A win or a loss, or there's something there?
Bloody
Henry's
lost.
saying, which clubs deserve to have a happy Christmas, but it can't be your own club?
Oh,
Mm.
you know what? I'm going to say Ipswich. Because what they've been doing this season, they haven't been bad. And they've come off a 2-1 win. They've been putting a few results out the bag. So a team that's just come up for me, I would say Ipswich. I think they deserve a happy Christmas. And what I saw earlier, was it yesterday? I think it was on Sky Sports News, and they had these kids, they had like autism, and all that sort of stuff. And they went to a school in Ipswich, and they literally they went to the ground, and they were allowed to meet the players, going through the changing rooms, and all
Nice.
this and that, to see the whole scenery, and let them stay and watch the game as well. So and with their win as well, that's why I reckon they deserve that, Chris. To answer Henry's question, basically.
Who would you pick first?
Who did I pick for what?
If you say which club deserves to have a happy Christmas, but it can't be your own club.
FC United of Manchester. Real club though. Real
No.
club.
No bias at all, is there? There's
Real
just no
club, though.
bias in this.
Still
Salford
real
City.
club.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
Mike.
just go down the Man United list of things.
Yeah. Who would you say, Tim?
Ipswich is a good shout on that, but when you think about it, the one that's going to get a good Christmas present is going to be Everton. Going to a brand new stadium. Best gift they're going to get.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, I'll say them.
Manchester
Each one
is
is
red,
flower.
violets are blue. What a brilliant performance, but the Oscar goes to Kyle Walker.
Well, no, Cucurella just showed one there as well, and that was amazing what he did. Big up Lord Lawrence of Lexington. Yeah. Heck yeah, Brendan. Yeah, the Ravens. So the Ravens of him. And they're saying like with each other. Tiger Fang extraction. Hope hammers get battered. You seem a proper shit. Proper Chelsea. What is the 6 games against the Packers? That's the late night game today, 8 p.m. EST. Which one has been worse for your respective clubs this season? Cool, blimey.
Which one has been the worst for your this season?
Well, ours has got to be Falkirk because at the end of the day and that, we've signed him, but got nothing.
Oh, I got one. Sterling. Why?
Cool.
Why? That's the question. Why?
Well,
Marino.
saying that, yeah, I could. Yeah, you got Marino for this as well. The other one I could say is Gil Hermy. We've signed Gil Hermy in that, and I'm watching he's just watching from the subs bench, not even seen daylight.
Yeah.
Haven't got to 29 yet. Tiger King. Totally feel Yuri Alberto might be a better bet for a striker option. Anything's better at the moment. We need something.
I didn't know. Is it on Wednesday's show or something like that? Are we? Because obviously we got to let the people know. Because obviously with the Christmas period when we're back on air.
Yes. So obviously this Wednesday is the Christmas special that we're doing for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Also got a quiz with it as well. So if you fancy taking part in a quiz, come on to Wednesday's show. You can even come onto the panel as well. We'll do some live, get some people coming in there. We are going to have a quiz master that's going to actually ask the questions. So that's open for everyone. So there's no kind of bias going on there whatsoever. That should be quite
Well,
good.
you balls that up straight away, didn't you?
Yeah,
You actually think you said that on Wednesday night show, and Fuzzy is my witness. You said, "Yeah, we got a quiz. I've seen all the questions," and I thought, "Well, he knows all the bloody answers then. If he knows all the questions, Fuzzy."
Yeah.
I know you're on about.
Rig.
Keep saying it.
Yeah.
No more foreigners. It takes months to settle. Nick saying, "Love you, Anthony." That's fair enough. But yeah, the quiz on Wednesday, 8:30 is normal. But we're looking forward to this one. And if you can, wear your Christmas jumpers, woolly hats, the whole shebang.
Yeah. Is there a show next Sunday? Because that's the 22nd.
Probably not on Boxing Day. No.
No, Boxing Day is the 26th. I said, is there a show next Sunday? It's the 22nd.
Do we get one in? Might do our final one for the year.
For the year. And then what have we got?
Do the Sunday night takeaway Christmas special.
There's that as well, yeah. Could do that one.
There you go.
So there's another Christmas special for the Sunday night one.
Fucking hell, Buzz. I can't get too pissed. Jesus, we were all about having
I've got work the next day, but yeah, we'll do that. That sounds good. Our substitutes yesterday were absolutely baffling. Yes, what the hell was going on with those substitutes?
Yeah, it was.
Well, if you can explain that, it'd be interesting. Isn't it? Have you ever had a blue waffle? No.
Have you ever had a blue? Oh my God, Jesus! Have you ever Googled blue waffle? Well, basically, if you want me to say it, it's a lady's private part with a very, very bad fungal vaginal
Jesus Christ Almighty
infection, and it's Fuzzy likes them apparently, but
yeah, why take Odegaard and Rice off? That was total bust. Yeah, it didn't make sense what was going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Daz. Just want to manage to win the league for West Ham. I mean, it'd be interesting if we got to that stage, but I can't see it happening.
No.
But if we got there, it'd be interesting. Big up to Yeti as well. Sup, bro? Hope you well. Apart from a stinking cold, I'm all good otherwise. But well done to you, mate, for doing your watch-alongs for the weekend. It's been some good shows you've done. Merry Christmas all. West Ham are still proper shit, though. Proper Chelsea. Oh, dear me.
Me and Yeti.
Yeah.
Both our clubs from 1-0 down to...
Yeah, all the other clubs are going back themselves. Forest deserve an happy Christmas. They already got that.
Oh, yeah.
They've done very well. Done very well.
Yeah. He wants his respect.
Oh, yeah.
He wants his respect. Yeah, he wants his respect.
Well, they won that game fairly, didn't they? Fair and square, that one.
Yeah.
Josh Kroenke apparently was at the Everton game yesterday. His face wasn't very happy.
Former United player that got the winner in that game too.
Yeah. Fuzzy, if Yeti was on this stream now and he went, Fuzzy, I want you to respect my club, Nottingham Forest. What would you say, or would you give like an hand gesture, or what would you give for the respect of Nottingham Forest? Oh, right, there you go. Yeah. Oh, God.
Look at the old Nescafe advert they used to do back in the day.
Oh, well, when they used to shake the coffee beans.
Old Gareth Hunt, wasn't
Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just magicking the beans. Oh, okay.
it? Yeah, innuendos were rife back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Sharky saying Champions League football for Forest next season. That's a possibility. Yeah, Loppy is the worst sign. I agree on that, Brendan. That's for sure.
Yeti, tactical Yeti incoming.
Oh, well, what is this now?
So,
Well, it's a good job it's almost Christmas, isn't it, lads?
Yeah. And her Anthea Herpenegger.
but
Merry
what?
Christmas, Herpenegger.
Herp. Just make it sound like herpes.
Yeah, Herpenegger. Merry Christmas, our three favourite sexy panelists. You all have a great time. Don't eat too much turkey. You are dolls. Thank you very much, Anthea. Sharky saying Debo has been our worst signing. Henry saying Chiesa is mine. He's only just come back from injury. Blimey, yeah. Didn't realize he was injured. Sorry, but you leaned back, so I had to put a willy there.
Yeah, I knew something like that would obviously happen, but we found the culprit now, haven't we?
No, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly, yes. Yeah, he's saying, yeah, Sharky possibly, bro, that would be amazing. Forest in the Champions League. And yeah, I agree. Look, Forest are looking good. Deserve where they are. Boxing Day live show. Ooh, I don't know about that.
No, I can't do Boxing Day. I make no. Unfortunately, there is a thing called a life beyond YouTube. We like doing shows to put, but we've got to have our own senses over Christmas.
Can't you do it live where you are? Where you going to?
No.
Oh, Wednesday Arsenal play too. Yeah, the quiz is going to be more interesting than the Arsenal game, Joe, and you know that. We don't
Actually,
die.
people in the comment, who do you think is going to win? Out of the three panelists here on the good, the bad, the ugly on the quiz, put who you think's going to win. I beat Fuzzy in the last one. I felt really bad on that one.
Bournemouth could go fifth. They win tomorrow in front of City. Can you imagine that? Wow, that just shows you the fall of grace.
Yeah.
It's the fall of the Premier League. Bournemouth into fifth place.
It's well, we know the table's still tight. Will you be doing a quiz and keeping an eye on the game when Palace slap us? Of course, Joe. And that goes without saying. We have to kind of keep the entertainment going.
Yeah. So this quizmaster turn, if you actually told him, I mean, obviously he's seen the show. If you actually told him, like, well, Fuzzy, this is Fuzzy. Fuzzy's like how he is, and this is Anthony, but you might have to excuse him because he's the one with all the language and stuff. I bet you something like that has been mentioned in work, hasn't it?
Well, Fuzzy will be in good company because the quizmaster is a Man United fan.
Oh, right.
Mr. B.
Yeah. As long as I don't get questions, Anthony, in 1874, I'll go, that's when I turn around and go, fucking hell. Jesus, come on.
Anthony, back in the times of Moses.
Brilliant, Michael. Thank you very much. Herbert Dawes, Football TV. Good evening, panel in the chat. Great to be here. Smash the likes, absolutely.
I can't thought that was Jez.
No, definitely you, mate.
Oh.
Definitely you. Lawrence of the Redskins, now the Commanders. And Nick saying he used to go to college in Bournemouth when they were in League Two and watched them a few times. I think could be fifth for Christmas. Is unreal. Yeah, but imagine that. Imagine shows you where they come.
I don't want nothing dodgy going up my backside when I,
Main event match tomorrow. The Mighty Hammers will be victorious 2-1. Big up to you, Lawrence. Sunday the 22nd of December, Ton. Yeah, well, I knew what it was all about. Blue waffles in your wank bank, Anthony, apparently.
Sorry.
Cool, yeah. The blue waffle is in your wank bag. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Touche.
In America, there's loads of different colour waffles in restaurants. Insane. Sharky saying thanks for the image, Anthony. Yeah, great.
Oh.
Mark Chelsea, what a win for Forest against Villa yesterday, 4th in the league, riding high, deservedly.
Must have
riding high.
googled it then.
Yeah. Sharky will be having nightmares. Yeah, I think we all will be. I think I need a hearing aid. Boxing Day is now officially on the 22nd of December. All blue waffle. I think Anthony the Hermit talks a load of waffle.
Hey, thanks, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, look, James saying you just ruined my breakfast, Anthony. No, I won't be going, mate. I'm going to do actually a watch along tomorrow night for the West Ham Bournemouth game. I should be doing
God.
that.
What are you doing tomorrow, bud? Are you watching the game or you got better things to do?
Better things to do, mate.
Oh, okay. Same here, mate. You know. God,
Toss
God
spots.
knows what we're going to talk about Wednesday night then.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we've
toss
all got
spots.
better things to do if West Ham are winning, but if they're not winning, they're losing. It's embarrassing, and Tony's crying. Then the best thing we can possibly do is watch the watch along.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, the best thing. Yeah. I second that first. Yeah.
Yeah,
There must be tears.
better toss spots.
Yeah. He's going to have so much shit in on Wednesday nights on the Christmas show.
Yeah, say right. I'm coming on. Send the link. Let's just find me doodles. Oh dear me.
I think it was actually joking.
Let's see. Do you want to come and you just let us know? I'm going to catch up with the chat in a minute. Thanks to mine. Off to the highlights as usual. Should be a good tussle with the Hawks. And they'll say hello to each other and that. It's on Sky. Forgotten Chelsea actually plays well. Plays for him is a different thing altogether. Henry's podcasting all the way through Christmas. Wow.
Blimey. Fair play.
Yeah. Joanne saying Anthony will win the quiz.
Oh, well, Joy.
But don't forget, we also want using the chat to also take part in this quiz as well. So that should be very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, he's saying Anthony won't win. He can't even put up a straight Christmas tree.
Hey, my Christmas tree comes in handy when I put up against the telly to watch the VAR. If you need a straight line, I'm using my tree. It's on side. Look at it. Yeah, see?
Yeah, look, Lawrence says it took Anthony a month to fix his smoke detector. Don't have know his faith in him with a quiz.
Cheers, Lawrence.
What a weird weekend of football. Bayern Munich and Juventus lost, and Barcelona behind currently. Yeah, it definitely is a weird one.
Yeah.
Where the football's been
They're playing
going.
a team that's lower down, aren't they? In the league.
Yes, they are. Yeah. You're just saying, Michael, you must be on cloud after Chelsea's result tonight. And Henry saying, can Arsenal beat Palace Wednesday, Anthony? Good result today for the Palace.
Oh, yes, they can.
3-1
Oh
away.
my god! But I'm on a bloody quiz, so this is where it is. This is important, mate, because that game Wednesday is on Sky. So I'll be on the show doing the quiz and multitasking by watching the game. Check that out.
People in the chat, do you believe that Anthony can actually multitask? Yes or no?
Of course I can.
Can he do this?
Yeah. Can you do that, Anthony?
Well, feel like that? Oh god, yes.
Jesus
Anything's
Christ.
possible then. Anything's
Is
possible.
that all that's the Sunday lunch right there.
Oh, definitely was. Oh god. Do you know what? It was roast beef with gammon today, and cauliflower cheese, lovely roast potatoes cooked in goose fat, right?
Nice.
With
That
all
was
the
on the way
veg and
to
the
Mixed Grill,
trimmings.
that was.
God, yeah. So I can't wait for Christmas dinner. Seriously, I love it. That's the best part of Christmas is when you get older. Is the Christmas dinner, not your slippers, not your pajamas, not your white fronts,
Dinner.
and you're getting right your Christmas dinner.
Well, at least though you don't have to put the eating on tomorrow night because you'll be warming up the place in a different way. Matt saying just that Antonio might be home for Christmas, but still looking at a 7 to 12 month recovery. That'd be nice to come home for his family at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a nice weekend for them. Arsenal and Liverpool dropping points. They extended the points gap over City as well, up the Chelsea. They're saying that there. Oh, he's actually on the bench, Chiesa. Blimey. Are you allowed to cheat? We'll see how it goes, Sharky. If you're kind of taking longer to answer than most, then we know obviously you're looking at Google. So we might have to put a time limit on that, but we'll see.
But it's not football. Is it just like
It's
there
random
is some
stuff.
Football, like general knowledge.
Yeah,
or,
there's some other bits thrown in as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Mama says there's no cheating on it. Of course not.
No.
Jonathan, have you seen the moon-shaped Christmas trees? Nothing straight about them. Yeah, Anthony's got one as well, but it's just on the other side of the room where he is.
It's next to Tom.
Yeah, Matt saying, hope you'll be a lucky fan for tomorrow, Mama Flossie.
Just imagine if West Ham does win tomorrow night for us. I know, Tony, you'd be sending an email to the bloody West Ham Football Club. Dear bastards, that's Sullivan, by the way. I've noticed we've been winning on a Monday. Is it possible from this day forth to the end of the season, can we play every game on a Monday? Yours, thankfully, Taunt. Is that right, Ting?
That's the one.
Yeah.
The new coach got him flying at the moment. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's Maresca. Anthony, did you put the tractor alarm system back from the ceiling?
Yeah, it's all done, all wired in, brand new battery. The whole computer is all done.
Every time it beeps, traffic moves out the way.
It does.
Yeah.
I think it's a thing from NASA. I got,
from
he's
NASA. You're sure you're not the one from Only Fools and Horses and that brings the planes in?
Oh, true. Yeah, it might be that one actually.
Palace will warming up this weekend for Wednesday up. We don't win. Yeah. Let's bring him on then.
Oh, Yeti then, is it?
Yeah, you impatient so-and-so. You're here.
Right,
mate. How are you?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm living in Wonderland, bro. I'm living in Forest Wonderland. Fuzzy, bro. I'm in now. So you're disrespecting my club, are you? I mean, we actually fucking wiped the floor with you last week. But you're still going to disrespect my club.
Oh, swings and roundabouts, isn't it? We beat the team that wiped the floor with you.
Yeah, but we swung and we roundabout and beat you. So,
And then we roundabout off that momentum and then smash City.
You did.
And now we got to come around.
Yeah, but I've always given respect to your club. But you sit there being the Billy Big Bollocks saying that Forest ain't nothing and all that kind of stuff. I'm not having it, bro. I'm not having it. We want our respect.
Absolutely.
If you're not going to give us our respect, we'll take it. Yeah. Man United are like, like when you looked like BC when you was actually good. You ain't that anymore. So, don't give it that.
Well,
we're coming for you. We're coming for Arsenal. We're coming for West Ham. We're coming for everybody.
You're coming for West Ham. West Ham fucking below you.
Eventually, we're coming for
remember
West
what he
Ham.
said, yeah? It's all about showing respect. So, look, respect him. He showed respect there and then. That's how you do it.
As soon as West Ham get up to our level, then we will obviously be coming for them as well.
Okay, now,
see you in 5 years' time, did you? Yeah, we'll see you then.
Yeah, that'd be 2037 then.
Colin, it'll be a mixture of sports, general knowledge, and stuff like that. So it'll be a mixture of both, mate. So
big up anyway, guys. Massive
to you,
weekend this week. Weekend with the watch-alongs and all that kind
yeah,
of
did
stuff.
well, mate.
Massive big up to Taunt as well on what you're doing with your channel at the minute. I mean, I know you're buying the subs, but we have to do these things.
Yeah.
So
I seen the video you put on Instagram, Yeti. I seen the video you put on Instagram. Some people are buying there, so have you seen it, Tony? You put a
Yeah, I've actually kind of put it. I've clipped it, and it's actually one of them kind of Alexa things. We've got the video, the video. I've got it on that on the table there now.
The thing is, people who know me will take it in the right way, but people that don't know me will probably take it in a different way, because normally when you have those kind of videos, be kind at Christmas, and they're expecting something else, and it's like, well, fuck off. Brilliant win for Man United though today.
Oh, mate,
absolutely
come out of nowhere that one.
Amazing. Amazing from Amadou Diallo, whatever his name is. Absolutely amazing. Yeah,
Armadillo.
Yeah.
Just
I see that.
Michael Chelsea saying, usual suspect, most certainly has, mate. If only Chelsea didn't drop points to Forest and Palace, would have been right up with Liverpool now, far higher than what I thought for sure. No, Maresca's gone, doing well.
Looking good. Do you reckon they're going to actually take Liverpool? Because I think they might.
I think they will do.
I think they will.
Yeah, I think they will.
Definitely.
I think Liverpool will come to the City Ground and we'll do the same thing, because we're the only team that's beat them.
Yeah.
And I think they'll come to the City Ground, and that's where they'll drop points. And that's where Chelsea might take over. Not Arsenal. Yeah. I mean, Arsenal will finish like fucking 13th or 10th or whatever.
They like the manager.
Cherry Coke tomorrow night.
Are you watching Fuzzy's show tomorrow? Because Fuzzy said he's actually going to say, for over his 2-1 win, he's going to bring you into the equation. He's going to say, I want you to respect my club. I want you to respect that 2-1 win against Man City. You respect it, we're going to take it.
We've gone from 14th to 13th.
As soon as Fuzzy said what he said earlier, I've unsubbed, so I won't be watching his channel ever again. Because you have to respect the Forest. And if you don't, then I will get rid of you.
Brilliant.
I thought that was another bot that just got taken out by the YouTube snipers.
Here's one for us on the panel, guys. Usual suspect saying, will Southampton stick with Martin, or is he a dead man walking?
He's a dead man walking. I'm sorry to say, but he is.
It's a tough job, though, isn't it? It's a tough job when you come into the Premier League. I mean, the only thing I've got against like Southampton is they can't defend. I mean, how did that Tottenham-Southampton end? Did it end 5-0? Or was it even worse?
Stayed 5-0.
Yeah.
They can't defend.
I think he was doing the show, wasn't he? I mean, was it 3-0 within, was it 14 minutes? Something like that. I think if you look at it, if the board use a bit of common sense, it's where they're sitting in their position. Why get rid of the manager now? Because you can't see him turning that around. No. So if they are going to go down, stick with him. They did it with Farke when he was at Norwich. They did it with, I forgot his bloody name now, Luton. I mean, but that has gone. Yeah, he's still in the job, surprisingly, but Luton, compared to what they did to get into the Premier League, they can't buy a win for love nor money at the moment, Luton. I think they lost again 2-0 yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
I think when you come into the Premier League and then you go back down, it's a very difficult situation. Whereas a lot of the teams, if you look at like the top of the Championship and all this, that and the other, there's a lot of them that are still there with the parachute payments and all that kind of thing.
No, exactly.
And it's a difficult league to stay in. I mean, we managed to do it for 2 seasons by having grit. The thing is with us right now is we've got grit and we've got clinical finishing as well.
Which is good.
Which is massive. It's absolutely massive.
I totally agree. I mean, as I said to you, mate, I'm very impressed with what Forest are doing, what Nuno's doing with Forest. I'm doing, there. Just want to bring him in now. This is the first time for him coming onto the show, and obviously just want to pick up their new channel as well. And that's West Ham, and that's good evening to Jay. How are we doing?
Lads. How we doing, people?
You're good.
Hey, Jay, you all right, mate?
Oh, good. Lovely to see you on it. I had to quickly run and grab the only West Ham thing I had because everyone's asleep where I am. So I was like, get me bucket hat on, look like a plonker, but that's all right. Come Brian. How we doing, people?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. And thanks for coming on, mate. I know you was obviously doing things this evening. but appreciate you coming in at the last minute. So thanks, mate. I really do appreciate that.
Thanks for the invite. Genuinely, it's
Yeah.
lovely to be around other West Hams, basically, because obviously I live in Spain, and I'm just messaging someone actually in Australia, some Hammers there. I was saying, you know what? The only way I feel a bit connected is doing this. I really appreciate you having us on, Tom. I know.
No, you're welcome.
Come on again.
You're welcome. So let me just do this because I've got another one coming in as well. Let me just kind of send the link to that. What do you, Jake? For you, and then what do you think about the game tomorrow? How do you think we're going to stand?
All right, so I've got to separate me positive Jay from me realistic Jay. I think because the positive West Ham Jamie said we're going to stop them, we're going to do them, but the reality tells me what have I seen this season to suggest that? Not much. I mean, Bournemouth right now, I would say Bournemouth on form, hands down, are a better team than us. Not necessarily better players than us, but a better team. In fact, I'd suggest that most of the clubs in the Premier League are still a better team than us, even some of the ones that blow us, in my opinion. So I think we're up against it. I think, could we shithouse a win? Potentially, because you never know with West Ham. Am I that excited by it? If I'm being completely honest, I'm not really that excited by West Ham at the minute. And it's horrible to say because they are I bleed claret and blue. I love West Ham. I love everything about us as a club. But I'm just finding it really difficult because of the way things have gone this season. And that's across the ball. It's not just on the pitch. It's everything about West Ham at the minute. I feel we're losing a bit of our soul, a bit of the West Ham way. I think the new generation, no disrespect, I think the new generation coming through are probably not even aware of what the West Ham way actually is, which is much bigger than what goes on in 90 minutes on a Saturday, Sunday or weeknight. It's the whole community. It's the whole, it's everything about what has made us such a cultural club. I always say to people in London, there's only one part of London, one team that have got their own culture as Cockneys, and that's West Ham. We're a special people. And sorry, I've gone right off topic, but it's just I prefer to talk about us than the team.
No, that's fair enough,
I'm
mate.
not feeling that confident. In short, I'm not feeling that confident.
Yeah,
You're the only team in London that's not entitled, because you've got the Arsenals and Spurs and all that kind of thing, and they're all entitled. Whereas West Ham are just you know what you want to get, but you're not entitled with it, and that's why I've always had massive respect for West Ham and their fans, because you're always all about the team and all that kind of thing. And I can't fault that, because as a Forest fan, I'm exactly the same with my team. So,
I'll just go back to that comment first of all from Michael. Forest will overtake Arsenal next in the league, but I'll keep Arteta in by all means. He's saying there, but I agree with Lawrence's comment. Stop the West Ham, mate! You son of a bitches. We are massive. Big up to you, Lawrence. Absolutely.
100%.
Uses a flannel. Yeah, I use a flannel. A chamois. Yeah. Polish as well. Gotta be. Chelsea in the title race will live for 100% Sharky, given that. Good evening to Forest Ryan. Good to see you as well. Big up early doors. Yeti Fuzzy getting in the chat. Yeah, big up Daz to see it. Come on to West Ham tomorrow. And Nick saying Daddy J. Let's get a win. Yeah. Jay's my boyfriend. He's an handsome man.
Stop it, Nick. I ain't brought me tissues with me, Nick. All right? That's all show.
Superb. Evening, Jay. The
Oh,
same.
man, we've got a domestic.
Yeah. Colin says Tony Mark lineup is 1-3-1-4-2. Fab, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Tadibo, Kilman, Alvarez, a sweeper, Somerville, left wing Paqueta, Sola, Bowen, right wing Kudos, and Guilherme up front. That'd be decent. And that West Ham channel, I own the image rights to Jay's handsome face.
For God's
Wow.
sake. Nick, put it down now, mate. It's like a colt now. Put it away, for God's sake.
And big up to our friend as well, to James, E20 Stone TV.
What was lads?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Good evening.
All good, mate. All good. What's cracking?
Well, we're just talking about
West Ham tomorrow.
West Ham tomorrow. We're talking about
They're
Forest
cracking.
and how Forest are playing well at the moment. Man United obviously getting one past their Manchester rivals,
Yeah,
and
must admit-
apparently I played with the chamois cloth.
mate. Well, well, we all know that time. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest. Forest impressed me last night, mate. I watched them last night. They're so good, mate. So good with like slick one touch play. I must admit. Yeah, bruv, you got a good team going there, man. I'm not gonna lie, you got a very solid guy there.
100%, man.
How they battled back, and Milenkovic, we all know
That centre back. Blimey.
we should have had him for 12 million, but fucking that bald mate is just a bunch of twats. So but no, listen, tomorrow's a big game for West Ham. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we need a result, and if we don't, then we're back in the mire again. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones tomorrow.
I personally think that Bournemouth will beat you tomorrow, to be honest. I mean, I think Bournemouth have got that grit and quality as well up front. And in some ways, I'd like to see it because I'd like to see you get rid of Lopetegui and get somebody in that's actually serious, and can actually make you into the team that you always was. Because West Ham's one of those teams that, like, back in the day, I always used to watch. Like, when we was in the Championship, I always used to watch West Ham, your Bowens and your Antonios. Big love to Antonio as well. And, and I just think that you need to sort of... This guy's got to go. He's got to go. There's no doubt about it. He's got to go.
Tell that to our owner, Yeti.
I will. Game on the phone, and I will.
Our owner ain't sacking him, mate. Trust me. Like, maybe if we're in the bottom three, that's about it. But the owner's sitting there, like, thinking. Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. West Ham did get results tomorrow. That's always the way. You know what I mean? When we at least expect a result, we always get one. But we definitely need something tomorrow, though. Like, I'm not being funny. Some of the players need to take a look at themselves and all, and what it means to play in a West Ham shirt. But we can all start having a dig at Lopetegui, and rightfully so, because I don't think he's the right man. But some of these players need to shape up and all. Do you know what I mean? Like Paqueta has to shape up, and Alvarez and everyone. Do you know what I mean? So, like, we can all knock Lopetegui, and I'm all for that because I think he's shit. But I'll be real. Some of these players do need to liven up and sharpish.
I agree. I totally agree with you. But the thing is, one thing that's always annoyed me, and I said it the other day, is it annoys me when players don't like a manager and then don't perform. Like you've had the Mourinho Chelsea thing when he went back and all that kind of stuff, and the Man United thing and this, that, and the other. What is the care for the fans? You know what I mean? The fans that fucking live, breathe, and die their football club. Like I do, you do, for West Ham, I do for Forest, Anthony does for Arsenal, and Opfos does for Man United, although they're a bag of wank anyway. But, I mean, where's like that thing, and that kind of annoys me. I get why they do it, but it's annoying to me for fans.
Yeah, it is, mate. We're right. But when I look at Forest yesterday,
Excuse me.
I don't know who watched the game yesterday, but I was like well impressed with you, mate. I mean, like the way you passed the ball around.
Brilliant.
Even at 1-0 down, you never stopped running, never stopped trying, and that's all we asked from the West Ham side of things.
Exactly.
You run, you try, and you give it everything for the shirt. If we do that and we lose, then we can accept it. Like, it's the old tradition with West Ham. But at the minute, we don't even run.
The thing is, like your game against Wolves, all of a sudden Bowen turned it on, and Bowen was the main man, and that's pretty much like Liverpool with Salah. If he don't do the business or Bowen don't do the business, then there's not really anything there. And I think it's down to that. Can Bowen do that again? I don't know. But I just think Bournemouth might have a little bit too much for you tomorrow, personally.
I think for me, Bowen, since, I said, I think on last week, since he's got that goal for England, he's got his confidence back.
Yeah.
But previous to that, he wasn't the same player. You know, given that captaincy, he struggled with it. But getting that goal and that has definitely lifted his spirits up. And what you just said there, yeah, I mean, you think about it when he's off at the moment, but when you look at Arsenal, they're heavily reliant on one man, and that's Saka. And they did a job on him yesterday, Everton, and he was very little effect. And obviously, when you think about their so-called set piece that they're supposed to be good at, didn't even pay off.
That's where it's working for us, because we've got so many people that can actually be that man instead of just one of them. You know, you've got Woodsy, you know, you've got Alanga, you know, but every single player could all of a sudden sort of turn a game. Whereas when you've got one player that can turn a game, any manager can just like cut those players out and that's it, job done, you know.
Yeah, apart from our one, obviously. But and this is the question that we're going to all answer now, because Daz is asking the question: Loppy in or Loppy out?
Loppy in forever.
Out.
What did he say? Lock me in forever.
Yeah.
You horrible get. Who do you support? I missed these.
He's Man U.
He's Man U.
He's a United bum.
You
so
can have him. Give us
fancy
Amarin. You can have Lockby then. Not a problem, mate. We'll do a swapsies with you.
That sounds a bit like a buyer's remorse. That does. It's like you looked at the house the first time. You're like, nah, palm that off. We'll go get this house. Now we've moved into the house you looked at first. You're just like, actually, do you want to swap?
He lives in a world where United, what they was, but they ain't anymore. You know, so you can understand his comments on that respect.
Unfortunately for me, it's Loppy out, because as much as what he's done,
unfortunately,
he's just not finding it. He's just not finding that kind of ticking them boxes.
Sorry, go on.
How much would you say though, Tone? Right, is percentage-wise is Lopetegui though? When you go players, manager.
I think if you look at it, if we're kind of looking at that respects, I'd say 65% Loppy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then obviously the 35 is to the players, because at the end of the day, with Lopetegui, you've got to think he's coming as a coach, not the manager, as a coach. So he's supposed to be coaching these boys, but his tactics and the fact of changing this team virtually week in, week out, there's no consistency. You know, he's kind of found a little bit of keeping it consistent, but there's certain bits he's still not doing right. And I think that's what's costing us in that respect. I mean, that's my opinion.
What are the tactics? Because I mean, you said tactics there, but what are the tactics? Because
the problem is
see any. So.
What he's done. He said he's going to bring a different style of football to Moyes, and we were more a counter-attacking team. But he's trying to. He's forgotten that side of things. He's brought his style in, but the players are still mindset. Of doing counter-attack.
Yeah.
And this is where you're getting that low block, because you've got certain players moving, pushing themselves up. No one's covering. Then we get exposed when we lose the ball. Then we're on the back foot. And as you know, we are not the youngest or fittest by a long stretch. And that's where we're getting caught out by certain teams.
Yeah, but I mean, under Moyes, at times, you look really fucking good, to be fair. When you won in Europe and all that lot, which Arsenal's never done, to be fair. But, when you was like on it, you was fucking really good under Moyes.
Yeah, but that last season under Moyes, was shocking. Shocking.
Yeah, I agree with
That's
that.
the problem,
yeah,
right? We forget where we ended up under Moyes. It was we was the easiest team to read in the league in the end. People knew how to set up against us. Now the problem is with Lopetegui, I'd go even further than 65%. I'd say 75%. He came in saying, I've watched West Ham for 6 months. I really want that West Ham job. He gave it all of that stuff. And then if you look at what he delivered in regards to some of the most irrefutable, he said, we're watching for the finish. Yeah, we are definitely. The mistakes he's made from a tactical perspective, what he's demonstrated, as far as I'm concerned, like I coach kids football. Now, obviously, I'm not comparing that, to Premier League
Yeah,
football. But there are some basics in coaching that you stick by. Number one, you put your best 11 players out in their best positions. That's basic football
100%.
at any level.
Yeah.
From the start of the season until now, what he's done to Kudus, he's ruining that player. The reason Kudus is running around slapping and kicking people is because he's frustrated. For me, personally, Kudus is the only true world-class player we've got. Kudus could go to a Barcelona or go to a Madrid or go to an Arsenal because Kudus will perform against anyone. I don't think Bowen's got that in the locker yet, personally, and I think Kudus's room for improvement is much bigger than Bowen's. That's where I sit with it. And what he's done to Kudus this season is unforgivable. The lack of tactics that we've shown, I've never seen. I'm 43 years old. This is the worst start to a season I've ever seen from a West Ham team, mainly because still at this stage of the season, we're talking about Lopetegui's tactics. What is our tactics? What is our strategy? At the start of every season, you're supposed to build momentum. That's the whole point. And to build momentum, you need a structure. He pissed around in pre-season. He done nothing in pre-season whatsoever. And that chaos has carried on throughout to this point. And for me, it's Lopi out because he's not good enough to manage or coach in the Premier League. What am I gauging that off? What I've watched this season.
Yeah,
So that's where I sit
exactly.
with him.
Your eyes see it.
But I do
So
agree
you
with what
can
James
turn
said
around and
about
say-
the players. Like in regards to the players, I've done a thing recently, and I said, "Do you know what? Do you know what I'd love at this point? I missed the West Ham. I need someone in that team, a Mark Noble, that might not be the fastest, but who will grab hold of the rest of the players and go, hey, do you know what this badge means? Do you know what this is about? Because at the minute, Bowen ain't that. Bowen is not Mr. West Ham. He ain't got that in his locker. In fact, the weight of that captaincy has ruined him for a long time. Because as a captain, regardless of what anyone says, you've got to start looking around the pitch because you've got to have a voice. You've got to know what's going on. Bowen's game is going forwards. As soon as you put that captain's armband on him, all of a sudden he's got to start looking around at what else he's got. That's not his game. And he's not a captain, in my opinion.
No, he's not.
Um,
Absolutely right.
for me, I was just listening to what Jay was saying. Not disagreeing with Jay, but I do think like putting this all on Lopetegui is one thing because he's an easy fix to get out the club. Yeah, because you can't sack all the players, right? You can only sack him. So I'll get you on that. Tim Steidten needs to be looked at massively. Yeah, because the window that he's delivered us a 32-year-old German croaked striker that we don't even use, a 20-year-old youngster who we don't use, and we've got Tadibo that's punching our head coach in the face. Like this is not exactly like made like the summer window into now. Nevertheless, yeah, certain players have to turn up. Lucas Paqueta is another one who gets away with murder. Well, we love him because he's a maverick and all that, but that 30 minutes against Wolves the other night, he was taking the piss out of every fan going. Do you know what I mean? And in the 91st, 92nd minute, when we are 2-1 up, we need to win this game, and he's having a shot from 30 yards out and trying to be a hero, when all he's got to do is get the ball and run it into the corner. For me, that's common sense. Like, we all, listen, we either coach football, play football, or we've played football in the past. When you're in that moment, you think of the team, you don't think of yourself, right? I just feel that this season's been a nightmare from minute one, in regards to the pre-season up to now, but he wasn't the right man to bring in the first place. The fans thought that they was getting an Almiron slot on Alonso, and it was never going to happen. It's never. Not under David Sullivan's reign. And I was saying it on E24, 10 months. I was saying, like, you've got to look at the owner on this one because you've got to think what the owner's going to do, not what you want. Because we all want the best for our clubs. Like you want the best for Forest, yeah. Like I want the best, Jay wants the best, and Tony wants the best for West Ham.
100%,
But you've got to think of what he's going to do. And the thing is with Sullivan, he never buys no one out of a contract. He never has, he never will. And for me, he will never go for a top-end manager because that top-end manager overrides him then. He becomes bigger than the owner. And to me, that's where the problem is. Do you know what I mean? You get rid of Sullivan, which I know everyone says is hard, but you got to get him out of the way. Bring an owner in who's ambitious, who will then go out and get you a top-end manager, and then West Ham become a top club. And it's it's just
I agree on that.
I completely agree with that.
it's just joining the dots at the end of the day.
Like what me and Tonts had like conversations about this because we've got linked to the same players all the time. We've only just come back into the Premier League. We're in the Premier League for 3 seasons now, And me and Tonts talked about this loads of times where it's like, oh, we're linked with this player, and Tonts said, oh, yeah, we're linked with that player as well. We seem to have the same kind of linkage. I don't know how that works. But
Eddie
it's
Nketiah.
like us all of a sudden, us all of a sudden coming into the Premier League and West Ham being in there for ages, and we're getting the players and you're not. That says a lot.
Well, look at Milenkovic. I'll use him as an example. Yeah, we was chasing Milenkovic a few years ago, right? And we went down a different route in regards to centre half. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we went after Aguerd, and then we didn't go after Milenkovic. Yeah, and look at Milenkovic, £12 million from Fiorentina. He does exactly what he says on the tin. Rough, ready, get stuck in, good at set pieces, good on the ground, good in the air. Right? And the thing is, with West Ham currently right now, I don't know what we are. I don't know whether we're a counter-attacking team, control-based team, and it's just very mixed. Like, I agree with what Jay said earlier on about there has to be someone from basically the youth or someone who fills the club. At the minute, I feel like the identity of the club is just faded away a little bit, and we've got no one in there. It's like they're all European-based or South American-based players with no real connection to the club, and Bowen can't do it all on his own. Like he's a trier, the kid, but like he can't do it all. You know what I'm saying? It's like a one-man army, isn't it?
100%.
I mean, going back to what you said about with Todibo and the manager and that, when he had words with Lamino afterwards, would you tell him how to actually kind of like connect properly with a punch? You know, when he's holding him back.
Yeah. I just don't see where it lands, though, Tone. If you want me to be honest, when you look at us, like, are we really seeing anything different than what we were expecting? Really, like a lot of people said mid-table, right? Maybe 10th at best.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mate,
And like,
we've gone backwards. We've
oh yeah,
gone
100%, yeah.
Like, from the first game of this season to now, we're worse than what we was. How can that even be possible? How can
I agree.
And that for me is that's a reflection of whatever's going on. Remember, they train however many hours a day on that training pitch to turn up every Saturday or Sunday to be playing how we've been playing, which a lot of the time I think the players look disillusioned. I think they really don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Like the Aaron Wan-Bissaka thing, he's quality. What is he doing? What if you just stick him to what he does best? He's unbelievable, but yet he's up top left hand of the pitch after time. It's these little things that for me suggest that not only does it support Loppy out, it supports that we've got currently someone at the helm. And listen, people that say your professional life and your personal life don't mix, that's a myth. He's got a lot going on with his old man and all the rest of it. And I really feel sorry for him in that respect because he's getting pummeled across the board. His old man's in a bad state. The thing is, as a West Ham fan, that's not our fault. That's not our business. We invest in the club. Bless you. Typical Manx sneeze. Bless you. We invest in this club.
Allergies to winning.
And to be given back what we've been given this season, bearing in mind they've put the price up as well. The way that they're treating the fans in the stadium as well at the minute in regards to the older fans being lodged up in the gods. The whole thing is a shit show currently.
But where did it start though, Jay?
Sullivan.
Bingo. There you go.
That's
mate.
it.
There's your
And
answer.
you know, I hate to say this, but God forbid, what I do for a living, I should never say this, but I'm hoping fucking Mother Nature gets this geezer because I don't think he's going to leave. I don't think he's going to sell. The only thing I can see him is kicking the bucket, but then does his boy get it? Like, what's the setup there? I don't know.
Yeah, I think, listen, with his boy, I think it's a tricky one.
For £5,000, I'll take him out.
Yeah, but
£5,000,
you're hired. Right, what it is with his boy, it's a tricky one because he hasn't done what his old man's done. That's the problem. Like you can't judge him on his old man's actions, even if you. Like, do you know what I mean? I despise the old man. Don't get me wrong, and yeah, I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire, the geezer, because he's just the way he treated the locals with the move and everything now building up. This has been coming for ages, and I've been sort of on this for a long, long time. Like I once set foot in the LS until he's out the door, mate. And Tone knows this. Like 9 years now, that's a fucking long time for me, and I love this club, like you and like everyone else. So it's very hard for me to sort of walk away and say, right, I ain't setting foot in there with that geezer in there. Nevertheless, the geezer, for me, that's where the problem is. That's where it starts with him, because he's David Moyes. Whatever people thought of David Moyes, he hadn't done anything that any other man has done in recent history, especially in the Premier League. Yeah, to come in, get us into Europe consistently, make us a top 10 side with one 14th place finish, which included a cup, to then leave, which was the right move to leave. Don't get me wrong, he had to go. I think like the ceiling had been reached, and I think we had the chance to move on to bigger and better things. The issue I've got is with Sullivan, he won't settle. He won't go out and buy that Ferrari. He'll get a Ford Mondeo, and that's where it is.
True.
That's where we're
He's
at.
always been like that, though, hasn't he?
Yep,
Oh,
he has.
100%, mate.
Like that.
Yeah, that bit hasn't changed. I mean, Birmingham City fans warned us, but
Yeah.
it was too late by that stage. It was already in. Revy's asking the question, what do you want to see from a West Ham gaffer or coach manager at the end of the day, to play good football at the end of the day, to fight. No matter if we get beat, as long as we can put up a game and we play, at least we give it a go, I'll take that. I mean, if we get the points, great.
Would you say, for me, the standard's been set? West Ham are a top 10 side. So West Ham have to be hitting that bracket of top 10. Right?
100%.
No, I'm going to say this to Yeti, yeah, but no disrespect, Yeti, so don't shoot me. Right? But where Forest
Say
have
the
come
wrong
from,
thing, I will.
I know. Right, where you've come from in the last 2-3 years, from Forest coming up to establish himself in the Premier League to where they are now, I think West Ham should be above them. If I'm being honest, with structure of the club, with the fan base that we've got home and away, with the money that we generate, signings we sign, London based, it's got to be, innit? Do you know what I mean? You have to be top 10 at least, surely.
Well, I think we had this conversation before the season.
Go on.
Go on, you go first. You go.
It's like what an Arsenal fan was saying to me today on Threads. He said, you're punching above your weight. And I said, yes, we are punching above our weight, but why are you punching below yours?
Terence.
It's simple as that, isn't it? We are punching above our weight, but we're doing the right things. And we've got a really good owner who knows what he's doing, and he's putting the money in. Yes, it's put us in trouble at times, but it's worked out. And that is exactly the way you have to do it. And the thing that we have, and the thing that West Ham used to have as well, is grit. It's grit. It's quality and it's grit. And you have to have quality and grit. If you've got the grit, you can get the quality, And that's where I personally think that West Ham's going wrong. I don't know if it's down to Loppy. Okay, it's not down to me.
It's down to you, Yeti.
Yeah. Now we know. Now we know.
Why did it?
Get him! Get him!
Get him out of the club. What are you doing in our club? Yeti?
The vigilantes are coming after you. Yeti with the pitchforks and fucking, you know what I mean?
See him up in the boardroom with
torches.
Sullivan.
Oh, man.
I don't know if it's down to him or whether it's down to the players, but then again, I mean, I don't like when players don't take on a persona, because they give it all the big one with clapping to the fans and all that kind of stuff. But even whatever manager you've got, you will still just drop the ball and just not perform for your fucking fans that apparently you're supposed to love. So I don't get that.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't get that.
I like this one here from Terence. I'm just going off topic slightly. It was pointed out to on my son's podcast, and that's Aaron X-Rated. He's obviously an Arsenal guy. And obviously him and Aaron had a bet. If West Ham won, then Aaron would wear a West Ham top. And if obviously Arsenal beat West Ham, then Terence would wear an Arsenal top. And of course, Terence lost, and he did wear the Arsenal top. But as he says here, since I was made to wear an Arsenal top, they've got a pot. I feel so bad.
No, Terence. Don't feel bad, Terence.
No.
Rub that in your son's face, Terence. Let him know. Have that. But I just want to say something that James just said. If you look at if you put out West Ham's first 11, right, everyone where they should be, which for me is Kudus is in that number 10 role, Paqueta, Alvarez behind him, Jimmy on the left,
Okay, Henry.
Bowen on the right. Regardless if you stick who you stick up front, and then with our back four, we're a top 8 team on paper. If you look at the quality of players, as far as I'm concerned, not on form, but if you just look at the quality of players, we're a top 8 team. We're better than top 10. But, and this for me is where we're being steered wrong by our coach. I'm not laying it all to blame on him, but he's got to be the person who takes care of how we play football or how we don't.
But what's your opinion on Steiden, though, Jay? Because Steiden's left us a midfield with Darren Fitz.
I'll make you right in what you said earlier, actually, because there was a lot of talk about him coming in, and I'm not a Steiden hater, but what I have realised, because like you said, when you break down the actual transfers that he has been involved in and how they've worked out, and how he's played up to see, this is another thing. Sullivan's in it for himself. Steiden's in it for himself. Lopetegui's in it for himself. This is the problem. The players at the minute, no one's in it for West Ham. No one. So that's our problem. It's like the actual soul of the club, which is your business. Even if you're looking at it from a business perspective, I've always said you've got the best youth academy in the country that you've had for the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah, that stuffed Arsenal in that FA Cup final 5-1, right? But yet, you look who Arsenal are playing in their youth, that Skelly kid and all of it, and then you look at all of our youth. It's fucking scandalous. The fact that it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to bring these people through, but then you're buying people like that Guido. Nothing against him, but another awful bit of business. Absolutely awful bit of business. Yeah, we are rotten at our core at the minute.
What I feel, I'll tell you how I feel. Yeah, in regards of last season, I think people are just about enough of Moyes, which is up to them. Right, I can get that. They believed in Steiden was going to be the Messiah. They believed he was going to come in and change the game for West Ham. Yeah, and they, instead of letting the geezer do his work and then judging him on his work, they believed he was going to do the work and it was going to happen automatically. And I think that's the reason why it's gone full circle now. Yeah, Lopetegui is an interesting one because for me, Lopetegui I think wants to try and do well, but I don't think he's good enough. I think he's really trying. He wants to. He wants to do it, but I think we all know that he ain't good enough and he ain't gonna last. He ain't gonna last the course. Do you know what I mean? The issue is I feel like last season people believed something that didn't exist, and I think they've all come full circle now where we believed that we was going to get an Alma in, like a slot in, and whether it was close or not, I'm going to be straight. Like, who the fuck is going to want to work under Sullivan? Like, really? Like what top manager is going to walk in there and go, yeah, I'm going to work for that man? Like, and we've got to really put that into perspective. Now,
no, it's true.
With Steiden, yeah, the jury's massively still out on him because he could turn this around, right? If Guilherme ends up becoming a superstar, which everyone believes or thinks he could do, and Forgru comes back, starts banging the goals in, then he looks like he's turned it around. But at the minute, we've got no midfield. Like, to leave our midfield like that with 3 statues in midfield, right? And I love Thomas Souček to a point, yeah, but he's not the solution and the overall solution to all our problems. But he's one of them geezers that will fucking chuck his face on everything and give it everything right and try his best. The other two, when you're standing there and you're going, well, where's your runners from midfield? And we've got none. If I can see that, and I'm Joe Blogg sitting on a fucking like from afar, and other people can see it, what the fuck is Tim Steiden doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, not seeing it. So
well, he sits there doing this pose, doesn't he, Jay? He just does that. That's what he does.
Yeah, but Joe what? There's
That's
2 things on it. Yeah, there's 2 things on it. One, I think that people are praising him up before he's even done anything. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a wrong way of doing it. Like you don't praise someone up for doing a good job until the job's been good. Do you know what I'm saying? If we were sitting 7th in the league, and Guido was playing amazing, Forgru was starting and scoring goals, and Todibo had been starting and been amazing, I could go, all right, fair enough. That geezer deserves all the praise. But even from minute 1 this season, like, and the Chelsea game done it for me was when he's doing a fucking interview. There's 2 games this year that's done it for me with regards to Steiden. And I'm not a big Steiden hater, but I know a lot of people who fucking can't stand him to a point. Yeah, I'm not one of them ones who's like, oh, you got to get him out and all that. But there's 2 games. Chelsea with the interview 12 kickoff, right, that Saturday, when we got absolutely obliterated on that Saturday afternoon. And the Tottenham game was the one where I went, nah, this guy's taking the piss. Right, when all the boys are getting ready to come out and he's talking to the players before they're going into battle against Spurs at White Hart Lane or the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like, that to me is like, when hold on a minute, mate, you're not the gaffer, right? You're not the head coach. You're a geezer who picks players out and should be scouting players. You're not there to talk to them before they go into battle. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's right.
You know what I mean? It's just, and that's where it's gone wrong, I think. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I agree on that. I mean, fun enough, if you look at this fella next to me here, we're preaching to the converted, because when you look at what happened with Man United with Ashworth, and he's had Edward Woodward, ruin Man United basically. Then he's obviously had this lot come in now with the Glazers, Ineos. Ashworth coming in 5 minutes, gone out the window again, and Fuzzy in certain respects probably can feel our pain, but we're lucky in the fact that Sullivan's dipped his hand in his pockets. We bought some players that are okay-ish, but at the same point, But just to kind of throw a curveball at you, Nick's actually put a good question in here.
I don't feel your pain.
Oh no, you don't. No, you got a chairman
I'm
that's kind of. You got a chairman that's kind of.
You've got a chairman that's as bent as ours. Yeah.
It
fucking
is
worse,
as
'cause
bent as yours, but he
can
knows
get away
what
with
he's
it.
doing. He
Yeah.
This
knows
is true.
what he's doing.
And that's the thing
You
about
know,
it, mate. I
That's the
agree on that.
difference.
The fact that obviously when you think about the ground, you was renting it at one point. You've now secured the ground underneath the stadium itself, and that. So that's great stuff. Whereas we've got to thank Mr. Levy and Mr. Hearn for that, but that's a different story altogether. But
I think that was massive. I think that was massive when they was going to sort of take the ground away and get away from the city ground. And
yeah, that did make sense.
Him to sort of turn around and go, look, we're not doing that. This is the city ground. We'll work around whatever we've got to work around. That is huge.
Absolutely.
That is massive, because there's a lot of history there, obviously, which I never mention, but some people do.
But it's what he can do to the ground. He can actually now develop the ground to what he wants it to be. That's what we're lacking.
That's where a lot of the anger is, though.
Of course, yeah. I mean, there's a comment there from usual, but this one from Nick. Do you think we'd be in this situation if it was Sully that went and not David Gold?
I think he would have sold. I really do. Like, if it was the other way around, I think Gold would have sold, mate. So I think what it is, you got to look at this, right? People say about managers, players, and everything. Every person has their limit or their bar. As David Sullivan hit his bar, where he can't take us any further than basically mid-table, top 10 at best. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can fire money at it, but it just proves it. It doesn't prove that money solves the problems. I mean, I said this on your show the other week, right? If you was to ask 1,000 West Ham fans what they want, you would probably get a rough idea of what people are saying. Yeah. If, for instance, it was Michael Carrick that come in, ex-academy player, and the owners turned around and said, right, this is a project that we're doing over 4 years. Yeah, we're going to have Michael Carrick in charge. He's going to integrate the youth. First season's going to be a bit of a rocky one because he's going to try and integrate the youth and try and blend it in. Fans would get on board with that. They really would, because they can see an end goal. When you're offering Lopetegui a 2-year deal with an option of a 3rd year, you're gambling to a point. And from one gambler to another, I know when someone's having a gamble, and they gambled on him to chuck money in and go, right, you try and get us into Europe. And to me, that's where the problem is. Like, there's no people say there's a project, there ain't one, and that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? If Carrick comes in, then great. I'll be up for it.
Be interesting. It'll be interesting what was coming there. But you just said about gamble and that, and if we look over to the far right, you've got Anthony there with Arsenal. They've had the biggest punt altogether with Arteta being in the job. Throw money at him.
Yeah.
And I mean, for you, Anthony, I mean, do you say this season is a major setback for the last 2 seasons?
They've got like a dinner plate and an FA Cup. So, I mean, what more can you expect?
Yeah, but there's only so much food you could put on that plate yet. Do you know what I mean? Maybe a couple of potatoes and a bit of thin wafer ham. That's it. But But yeah, I mean, you look at it, Tim. I mean, okay, yeah, you won an FA Cup, but that was 80% players from Arsene Wenger and 20% of Unai Emery's, because Unai Emery was never backed, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
all those players have gone, apart from one player in that team which doesn't play now, was Kieran Tierney, which he's still at the team. He would never play him. And £850 million on, he hasn't won anything. And people are saying, "Oh well, look, but when Unai Emery was sacked, we were eighth. Mikel Arteta that season when he took it, we finished eighth. We finished eighth the following season, fifth, second, and then second last season. Right. So he's now got to deliver because we've had a poor transfer window. We got less depth in our squad now before the window was finished. Do you know what I mean? So there's that problem. The other problem is knowing who he's going to bring in January. We're crying. Arsenal fans are crying out for a striker. We know we need that striker, which is fair enough. But then
Yeah,
you
but
think of
he's
it.
the he's best looking Spaniard you know, bro. You know what?
Oh, shut
what
up.
else can
My
you
ass
ask
is better
for?
looking. And what I was going to say was, if Saka gets injured and he's out for a lengthy time, who have we got to replace Saka? We've got no one there from the right. So we just don't need a striker. We need a striker and a right winger, and obviously to replace Saka as well when he's out injured, or rotate. Because in all fairness, that guy Saka, he's doing a hell of a lot of work. He's played in 98% of games so far this season.
Yeah.
So
if he gets
do you know
crocked,
what I mean?
you are knackered. If he gets crocked, you are knackered.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Because where the goals coming from, Tim? Where the goals going to come from?
Jesus.
Oh yeah. Well, you're having him in January, aren't you?
Or Havertz.
So we're all right.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Going to usual suspect, he said we should never have left the bowl in, and also Matt saying that we had no option, we couldn't redevelop the ground, so we had to move. Well, the cost to move the pitch, because obviously we bought the school, we bought the church, and to move the pitch from being north to south to go to east to west, the cost was astronomical. And obviously, the London Stadium come up to grabs. But if we had done that,
when you move from a club that when you move from a ground that is all your history and stuff like that. Same with Arsenal, same with everybody else. I think when you make that decision to move your ground, it loses something. Loses something with the fans. If we was to lose the City ground, it just loses something because what we did in the City ground with Brian Clough and all that kind of thing, that means something. And I think as soon as I can remember when you moved over to the ground you've got now, and you were struggling to win games and all this, that, and the other, because you never took to it. So, and I think that's down to the fans.
Do you know what it is,
means
though?
something to the fans.
Yeah, do you know what it is, though? Yeah. If that ground was ours, and it was actually felt like a football stadium, it might be a bit of a different story. Maybe, yeah, maybe. The issue is,
breaking news: Russell Martin has been sacked by Southampton.
Well, David Moyes, there you go, son. There's a job for you. Straight down the South Coast. Yeah, but what it is that it doesn't
take
feel
over
like
from Loppy.
It's a franchise at West Ham now. When you've got West Ham London underneath it, it's just it's a franchise. Right? It proves it with what's going on with the tickets and everything now. This has been coming for a long time. I mean, I'm surprised that it took so long. Maybe because of COVID, but I do believe this was coming with regards of going after the kids and the old age pensioners a few years ago, and the way he's doing that with the next generation and the people that have put their money into this club for decades, it's an insult, mate. It's an insult. You know what I mean?
They've ripped out our soul. When you was talking about what it is you lose when you move grounds, you lose the soul. That's what you lose.
Of course you do.
Lose the memories
100%.
of what was way before me, way before my time. But I appreciated when I walked into Upton Park. I appreciate every single part of the history of West Ham, of what it meant to my people, my own. Because we all say he's one of our own. That's it. That's what you get. When you walked into Upton Park, it didn't matter what colour you were, what you did for a living. If you was affluent, if you was poor, no one gave a fuck. All you wanted to do was jump around, sing songs, Like someone said this the other day. They said they've been going up London Stadium for years and they've never once heard, "We love you, West Ham. We do." Fucking criminal. Like, who sings the managers' names anymore? Like, it's all gone. That's what you rip out. And wait, Tony, sorry, I've got to shoot 'cause I've actually got a client in a minute. But
Oh,
Tony,
yes,
thank you for inviting me on.
Appreciate it for coming on, mate.
James, I reached out to you on one of your videos because Bobby, do you know Bob? Yeah. So need to connect, mate, for sure. But
no worries,
lovely
mate.
to meet you, Mank, Guna, and Yeti. Lovely to meet you as well. And yeah,
I'll see you, Jay. Have a nice night, mate.
Have a great night, people. Take care,
man.
Pleasure, Jay.
Take it
Take it
easy,
easy,
bro.
mate. Catch up with you soon, yeah? We'll be in contact.
Definitely.
He's got a client. I didn't realise he was a rent boy.
Oh my God, yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, he just demonetised the video for time.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, it was nice
I'll wait
being
for
on
that email.
for 2 weeks.
No, I agree with what Jay was saying. Right? When you take the spirit out of the club, it's a bit, it's not good. Like, I'll tell you something that I heard, and it comes sort of through to a point. Is there used to be a museum at West Ham with all the old sort of stuff like from decades, yeah, and they went over to Stratford. They did it there for about a year or something, and then they took it away. I said, "No, that's it." Do you know what I mean? And things like that. It's just, it's a sad time, mate. It really is. And
Like selling
do you know
your
what I mean?
soul. That is a selling your soul when you do it.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about like West Ham and West Ham fans is you're always in the Premier League. I mean, you're always up there about it. And it's the same thing that I've said to like Arsenal fans when they're going, "Oh, we're not doing very well, we should be winning the league," and all this, that, and the other. And I've like said to Mama Flossie a lot of the times, Newcastle fan, who's like not won fucking anything. And we look at it like, well, fucking hell, at least you fucking stay there all the time. And you're getting pissed off about that when we've been like in the Championship for 23 fucking years, and back into League One and then all of a sudden into the Championship and stuff like that. So we look at it a little bit like, I mean, not West Ham fans. I don't think West Ham fans are entitled at all. Arsenal fans are massively entitled. Spurs fans are massively entitled. I'm not sure why, because they've never actually done anything. So I don't understand that one at all, to be honest.
Nick's asking, do you think that sports gradually getting too much influence from the way they do things in the States over time?
Yeah, a little bit.
Possibly.
Because what it is, whereas football-related stuff is usually from communities, isn't it? And then you go from communities to franchises. Like, and that's where, like, the thing is I use the two boys who are here, Arsenal, Man United fans. They're global clubs, massive. Yeah. They're on levels that like succeed anything. And I can understand them being a franchise to a point, like in Singapore or Beijing or wherever. Do you know what I mean? I think with West Ham, it's not saying that we're small to a point, but it's that we've always had our roots of being a community-based club. Like, do you know what I mean? We might have 38,000 at the ground, but it's what we are. Do you know what I'm saying? And I said it on a video the other day about obviously the situation that's happening with away fans in the home end and things like that. My fear is in 10 years' time, all you're going to have at West Ham is football fans and not supporters. And I think that is a major, major problem. We've got to get that addressed as soon as possible, because if you start having rival fans and football fans at the ground instead of supporters at the ground, they're not going to cheer. They're not going to feel the emotion of a victory or a defeat. They're going to watch the game and then go home. And that's the fear, if I'm being honest.
True. I mean, Colin's saying, Jen, Sullivan is waiting for someone to fill his pockets, waiting for a bid in the region of $1 billion or more, for he's a crook and greedy, sold us a dream that the fans fell for, insulted us fans.
Yeah. I mean, it was same when Fawaz, whatever his name was, took over our club. And I was turning around and he was saying like, "Oh, I've always loved Forest and all that bollocks." I saw through it straight away. And I was on social media in a lot of Forest groups and I was going, "This guy's a fraud." He's an absolute fraud. And I got kicked out of so many of the Forest groups for saying that. You know, look how it went. It wasn't wrong, was it?
No, not at all, mate. Yeah, I mean, look. He's got his style, and it's paying off, isn't it? Simple as that. And you can't knock something like that. I mean, fun enough, look at the Man United game today. They're showing you in Jim Radcliffe and the other two. They look like the three wise monkeys just watching the game, and you know.
But Ruben will get him challenging, mate.
Oh yeah,
he will.
You
Yeah.
see it coming. You can see it coming a mile off, can't you? I mean,
Yeah.
they'll invest in him because they've got no choice but to do that. I mean, Fuzzy, you know, you can add something to this.
I like, not just of course the result is nice. I'm happy we've won a
No
Manchester derby away
respect for
from
Man
home.
United, to be honest. But,
But what I'm most sort of intrigued about is all of this leaking stories coming out recently, and out of nowhere, I think it started with the Pilsen stuff, with the player leaks and everything, and the fans were making a big fuss about it, and then straight after that, going into this weekend, over 24 hours before we've even kicked a ball against City, somebody at the club decides, I'm going to put out the whole starting 11 for tomorrow. Literally, Manchester City, and the exact starting 11 started today. So Man City had over 24 hours to prepare for that team. And then in response to that, something tells me that because Rashford and Garnacho were both omitted from the squad, no injuries, no suspensions, nothing, just gone. Both of them out the team, not even on the bench. Like, stay at home. To me, somebody has obviously said something to them before the big team leak came out, and they've just gone, well, since you've said that to me, well, guess what? Fuck you. I'm going to leak the whole team now.
Yeah.
So I like what I've seen from the club's reaction to it, where they've just gone, right, okay, since you want to play like that, kiss your careers goodbye. Straight away.
Yeah.
Man United, with that decision, look and sound like a club standing on business.
But
Like,
let me
they're
ask you
not gonna
something, though, Faz.
Totally.
I just want to ask you something. Before the game, Rashford and Garnacho not being there, what was your thoughts? And then what was your thought? Obviously, after the game, you're happy because you got the result. But before it, that's a shock, isn't it, really?
Well, it's a shock because even if beforehand with previous managers or with previous ownerships, you see a player, really flexing, I've got power, power FC. They could take the piss, the whole 9 yards, and there's no repercussions for it. Now we see a bit of turbulence with the United Football Club, with the players, and the club have acted. They've just gone right.
Yeah.
Cut the head off the snake.
Yeah.
And it's
100%.
like now, all of a sudden, everyone's questioning, Marcus Rashford, his time at Manchester United's done now. It's officially over. And it's just like, well, there you go. Like, Mr. PR statements, who might be talking to Samuel Luckhurst all the time, because Samuel Luckhurst likes communicating with the British Man United players. We've been wondering who it was leaking for a long, long time. Now, whether it's absolutely Marcus Rashford or maybe somebody else, or maybe it could be one of the players that's not British.
Well, I heard the rumour
certain.
Garnacho that was supposed to have leaked, or his brother or something.
Well, his brother owns one of these, Twitter stan accounts with like posting all the news and stuff.
Wow.
Like Roberto, I think it's Roberto Garnacho, like a 15-year-old kid who runs a Twitter account, who's linked to one of these, literally linked to one of these news accounts. So of course he's going to get like little bits of information. He's going to post it out there before anybody else. Look at me, I've got the traction, I've got the credibility. I was saying stuff before everybody else. Well, yeah, because you're the brother of one of his players. Of course, you'd get the information before anybody else. But the fact that Samuel Luckhurst out of nowhere yesterday just posts on Facebook, I've had the whole starting 11 leaked to me. sure you can get people leaking who's going to start, who's not going to start tomorrow. The whole starting 11 plays in exact positions and everything. That's somebody who is just looked at the club and gone,
I said
"Fuck this."
I said before, Amorim will weed the crap out. He will weed the crap out. That's what he is.
I'll give it
That's
2
what he
years.
do.
I'll give it 2 years before they compete for the title. I said it a few weeks ago to Fuzz. I said, you don't realise how good a manager this geezer is. This
100%.
geezer, he will have no shit. Proves it today.
No.
Like that's what. Would you say that's with Liverpool as the biggest game of the season for United? It's got to be in it.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And then you're dropping them two in that game. Not only did you drop them, but you managed to get the win. Once Almarine gets, I reckon, give him 4 transfer windows. Yeah, so that's 4 decent transfer windows. Obviously, 2 massive ones in the summers. Different level, mate.
There'll be a pass
actually
again.
he'll do it before then, to be honest. I mean, him dropping like Rashford and Garnacho is a massive thing to do, especially dropping Rashford. I don't think this guy's fucking around, and I don't think he will mess around either. You know, I've been saying that for a while. There's a temperament to this guy. You can see it. He's going to go with it for a little bit. As soon as you're not fucking doing the right things, that's it. You're done. You're out.
I watched his interview after, not the Sky Sports one, the general one where they go to see all the media journalists and all that. And the way he was speaking, and the media was trying to stitch him up to a point, trying to say that it was like a disciplinary thing with Rashford and Garnacho. When he said it about 3 or 4 times. It isn't. It's just that they weren't training to the level that I wanted, and that's why they're not here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which you've got to give him like to do that. Like it takes some bollocks to do that in the Manchester derby, and you know you're going to be outsiders on this one, and you go there and do it. I just think he's a top manager, mate. He really is.
That's how you make players sit up and think. Because when you're doing statements like that, it's a case of, we know obviously with certain clubs there's player power. If your manager turns around and says, like, I don't give a fuck who you are, kind of thing, bang, bang, there you go. You both dropped. Yeah. It's a case of like, okay, I've got to make sure that I don't do the same thing. Otherwise, I'm out on me here as well. You know. Just going to this one here. I mean, look, Colin's saying, do you feel Kudus will be sold in January? I mean, obviously, there's Newcastle as well as Arsenal are looking at him.
Nah. Well, if we sell him in January, mate, this club ain't serious. Simple as that. Do you know what I mean? I can accept him going next season in the summer. Yeah, and then you can go and get players. Do you know what I mean? But if anything, we need to bring players in, not get rid of them.
Yeah.
Like, we need at least 2 strikers.
He's not happy, is he?
It's the manager, mate. It's the manager. He's not happy with him. You know, you can definitely tell. Like, I still say it from the Spurs game when he got himself sent off. That was down to pure frustration. He just can't stand this bloke. You know,
he's like the game against Wolves as well. He's not the same player. Before,
no,
he
mate.
could be like a game changer, like Bowen, you know, and he's just not the same player anymore. He's not the same player anymore. So I think you've got to like get rid of Lopetegui. I don't know who you go for after that, Potter or whatever. But like I've said,
well, Terence said there, mate, you know, he said like with Southampton getting rid of obviously Russell Martin, hopefully that means Moyes is going to go to Southampton. So it's another curveball that we've steered away from. So we don't have kind of Moyes 3.0. That's the way, you know, we don't want to go down that route.
Do you think they might go for Sam Allardyce fucking, you know,
Sam Allardyce is too old now yet.
No, you can just see it now. The coaching staff of Sam Allardyce, Neil Warnock, Avram Grant, and Manuel Pellegrini. You know,
I'll tell you what, I love Neil Warnock. I always wanted him to manage Forest at some point because he completely reminds me of Cloughie.
If you were in the Championship, Neil Warnock's your man. To get you promoted from the Championship to the Premier League, that is your man. I wanted him at like the local team at Bristol City, but you know, obviously we like Arsenal, we go for the cheaper options now. You know, because that's what it is now. It's just the owners. I mean, they rather go for, if you go for a cheaper option in manager, I find you spend more money on players If you go in for a dearer manager on dearer wages, it's less players coming in. You know, it always has been, but it depends how tight your owners actually are. You know, but you know, I mean, it's like with West Ham. I mean, I don't think Sullivan's tight. I mean, you've had 10 players come in this season, but then again, when you've got an owner that fucking resembles a pufferfish, you know you're in trouble. So, do you know what I mean? Is it?
Yeah, but what it is, don't it? Yeah, it backtracks over the years, right? Because
Yeah.
obviously, when we sold Rice to you, that was a
Yeah.
hefty hit on a player that didn't cost us nothing.
Yeah.
So we always had the money there. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, I'm not being funny. I expect him to put money into the club when you've rented the stadium for $5 million a year. And you know, I think it like when people say, like, especially West Ham fans say, "Oh yeah, but he spent money." So fucking what? Do you know what I'm saying? He should do.
Yeah.
Like he should do because he's got every advantage. Other than the only thing he hasn't got is he's got to put his hand in his pocket to spend money. What you just said about managers, spot on though, absolute spot on in regards of like, I would rather West Ham go out and get someone who is not tried and tested, but someone who can bring in players and develop players. Like the last two managers that we've had, for how much people hate Moyes, yeah, they do. Well, they fucking massively hate Moyes. He did develop Rice into a player that went on, and Bowen also. Do you know what I mean? And people won't say that about Rice. They say, Rice was decent anyway, but you still got to make the player. You still got to train the player. You still got to play the player. Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, I'm not on the Moyes hate. Yeah, I'll never have been. I respect the geezer for what he did.
No,
like, was he ceiling hit? Probably, yeah. I'd say yeah. And there's time to move on. But like for me, when I look at the owners of West Ham, it's owners of any club. Like really, like it doesn't matter if it's West Ham, Arsenal. Like Arsenal are in a. I'll go to Arsenal for example. Arsenal are in a situation with Arteta now, because if he fails this season and Slot goes and wins the league this year, that'd be the first year he's come here and he's won the league straight away. That's when people will be looking at it and saying, right, as Arteta got us to where we want to be, but he can't take us any further. And
I said that. Mick Arteta can't take Arsenal any further. And if he don't win the Premier League next season, that's 22 years without a league trophy, like winning the Premier League. So it makes you think, and that's not the Arsenal that I was brought up with. The Arsenal I was watching was like George Graham, and for the 8 years he was there, it was 6 trophies in eight seasons, 8 consecutive seasons, right? And to me, that was the Arsenal I knew and grew up with, and like the younger generation of fans today, and trying to tell them that this was Arsenal Football Club back then. And you set mediocrity, like, you know, it's just rubbish. You don't mean, oh yeah, but he's doing things. He's doing this. He's got you back up. Yeah, admittedly he has, but he's not that manager to take us to the next step. And that is, and believe you and me, it's not a massive step. No, it's just the next step up. That's all it is.
I think you're 3 or 4 players away. I think you're a centre. I think you're a centre forward away straight away. If you go and put Isak in Arsenal's front line, different ball game altogether. Because you've got someone who's a prolific goal scorer, right? Yeah, and like even the game yesterday with Everton, them games you get in a season, you get them shit games where it's 0-0, you can't do nothing, and then striker turns up, bang, goal, one chance, goal. Yeah, it happens all year, right? So I think for Arsenal, striker 100%. I think with the Declan Rice things, I see him get a bit of stick there yesterday. I couldn't believe it. Arsenal are trying to play him as a 8. Is it? Is that what they're trying to play him?
They're trying to play him as an 8, but he's not an 8. He's a 6.
Yeah,
you play him as a 6. He will be one of your best. He'll be one of the best DMs in the league behind Rodri.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? And we know it. Me and Tone know it. Like when he's a 6 for West Ham, this is the argument why he went from being Declan Rice the DM to Declan Rice box to box, and sometimes we were trying to benefit him rather than us to a point when you plonk him just behind the 2 midfielders in the DM position, he can sweep up, cover, and he's good. I think was it left the left hand side, Martinelli's side. I think that's left, isn't it? Yeah,
That's yeah.
yeah, 100% of the left side is attacker there for me.
Yeah.
And I think at right back, you got a major problem at right back with playing Thomas Partey at right back. That one just, yeah.
No, it's no good. I mean, we subbed Skelly off yesterday.
Go on, keep going.
He subbed Skelly off, and Skelly was playing left back, and he subbed him for Partey. So we have Partey at left back, right, playing Partey, which I don't know why, because we moan at him at right back. He took Declan Rice off within the hour, 60 minutes of the game. He didn't really do anything wrong, Declan Rice. He wasn't even injured. Replaced him with Jorginho.
Yeah.
And obviously the like sub was Trossard and Martinelli. But I just feel like it was it was an oddball game for us, Arsenal fan. We couldn't work out the substitutions and why is he here? Why is he there? Like, you know.
That was insane. If you're still Arteta in after them substitutions yesterday, you're 0-0 against Everton at the Emirates, and you take off Odegaard and you take off Rice. Odegaard, to me, was making some really good through balls into the box, where I've had loads of things to say about Odegaard at certain times, but he was doing some really good stuff. And when Havertz, when he plays the ball into the box and Havertz, takes a touch instead of just letting it roll onto his left foot, that says a lot to me.
Yeah.
If you've got a major striker that would have took that chance, he would have let that ball roll, and he would have took the left foot shot, and he would have put it in the right side of the goal. And if you're still Arteta in after you see that, that was absolutely fucking shocking.
So the thing is, right, I speak to quite a few Arsenal fans because I used to live in North London. I used to live literally 5 minutes from Arsenal football ground in Hornsey. Now, a lot of the locals are saying the same thing. Like, he's had his time. What more can he do? Right, there is no more he can do other than this and what he's offering us. Now, the problem is that when you take out Odegaard, take out Saka, take out Saliba and Gabriel, you've got no cover. Right? And the standard drops from being a decent player, right? Or Saka being in there, you take him out, you've not got a replacement or is as good as. Do you know what I mean? Not saying it's got to be the same, but when you're bringing sort of Trossard in or you're bringing in Jesus, it's just there's levels. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you're challenging for the league, when I look at Liverpool have already got it ready made to a point. Like they've still got the players there from last season. Haven't added anyone. They've brought in a few youth players, and that's where it is. And
you know what? I mean, my personal point of view is this: Arteta is a fraud, and I'm going to cover this as well, and I'm going to tell you why he's a fraud. The reason he's a fraud is because he doesn't want depth, because he's a tactical nobody. He doesn't know tactics whatsoever. He always goes from the same fucking plan A. He has no fucking plan B. And if he was to sign players that was able to change a game, you would see that. You would completely see that. And that's why he hasn't got depth. Because he's got no depth. Out of all the teams in the Premier League, there's no depth in Arsenal. Yes, you've got the young lads that he'll put on every now and then, but there's no depth. There's no way for him to change a game. You know, like when, say, Klopp earlier on, he'd have players that could come on and change the game the way it was going. And Arteta doesn't have that, and he doesn't have that for a reason. He doesn't have that because he knows he will get shown for the fucking fraud that he is. He hasn't a clue.
When you look at Liverpool, for example, they bring Jota on. Jota's a sort of player that comes on, impact sub straight away. Arsenal haven't got many impact subs who can come on. And I'm going to be honest, the Raheem Sterling signing, that one is the one that just I look at and think, well, you need a goal. why are you not playing him? Sort of thing. Like not even yesterday to a point, but in general, why don't you play him? Like, is he like if he's not your signing, then say it. Be honest and say, well, we ain't like I don't play him because he ain't mine. Do you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I just feel it's a bit
Yeah, but I mean, they blame Edu. They blame Edu, right? But the fact of the matter is, every last-ditch signing that they've made, Sterling, Jorginho, all that, they're all fucking Arteta friends. So it's not Edu, is it? Yeah, Edu wasn't the issue.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, you look at the two players we signed, Zinchenko and Jesus from Man City. They want to come to us because they were so-called friends with Mikel Arteta.
Arteta.
But then,
yeah, exactly. Arteta.
Man City's got to thank us for buying them two, because when we bought them two, they bought Haaland and Alvarez, wasn't it? Up front.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the reason why. So Man City's got us to thank for that, for bringing them two players in. Even though Alvarez has gone to Atletico Madrid for 80 mil, they've made money on that. But it's like what I said. I think it was a paddy thing, because Jesus literally turned around and said, "I'm not a striker. I'm not a striker at all." And I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you now. Next month comes in the January transfer window. I want him gone. I'll tell you the truth now. I even want Martinelli to go. I think Martinelli's he's had a crap season last season, and he hasn't really done nothing much this season. Right? So I think they got to go. The only reason why Martinelli ain't good is because he doesn't have Chiarantini playing behind him anymore. And when it was that on that left, because you had Ben White, Saka on the right, Chiarantini and Martinelli on the left. Do you know what I mean? It was phenomenal. And that was why we had 15 goals each player, with Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli. Jesus was on 13 goals that season, even though we didn't have like a 20-goal scorer, but we had goal scorers in different areas, which obviously made up for that.
Can I just say, Anthony, yeah? What do you make of the set-piece goals? Because I'm going to be honest, West Ham fans, told about this last season, all we do is score set-piece goals,
Yes,
right? We can't score set-piece goals for love of money this season. How do you feel about the style of play at Arsenal?
The set pieces is good, but look at I don't know if you watched the Champions League against Monaco. They sussed us out completely. We couldn't score from set pieces, so we scored from open play. So if Monaco can suss us out, now any other team that's playing in the Premier League, they can suss us out. They only need two men marking Saliba and Gabriel, because that's the only main two that's going to score.
Yeah.
You know, and they did, and they marked him out yesterday. I mean, Martinelli. Let's be honest. Ashley Young is 40. He couldn't take a ball around the foot. He couldn't outdo a 40-year-old. That Ashley Young played like he was in his peak yesterday, like he was 27.
Yeah.
And it just proves that we are weak down that left-hand side. And I'll be honest with you, if we don't win nothing this season, and I'm talking Premier League, Saliba ain't going to be up with us next season, and somebody's going to be knocking on the door for Saka as well. And it won't surprise me if it'd be the likes of Man City, if he wants to stay in the Premier League. Saka,
I think it could be Liverpool.
Can I just ask you a question, Anthony? Right?
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, let's look at Alex Ferguson. Let's look at Brian Clough. Yeah. If you signed a striker and he turned around and said, I'm not really good at scoring goals, or you signed a goalkeeper and they said, oh, I can't concentrate for 90 minutes, what do you think would happen to them?
They'd be gone.
Yeah.
They'd be gone.
Harry Redknapp as well. I mean, there's a story about Harry Redknapp saying, like, about it, well, I just signed you to score goals.
Yeah.
And those sort of stories. It's just like, you can't get away as a striker or somebody who plays as a number 9 or has a number 9 on your back of your shirt and say, scoring goals is not my specialty.
I said to
cleaning toilets is your specialty then.
Yeah.
Look at the strikers we've got that's scoring goals. I know Haaland hadn't scored many, but getting those hat-tricks at the beginning part of the season results for the number of games he's played, for the number of goals he's scored. So you've got to put him in that equation. Nicholas Jackson for Chelsea, and the other one, is Chris Wood from Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
They're the main
Yeah.
three. Ollie Watkins ain't scoring goals. Isaac ain't scoring goals.
No.
Do you know what
Duran.
I mean? Duran,
Duran
exactly.
as well. Yeah.
That fucking
Brian
geezer
Clough
owns
actually
us.
signed somebody at one point. He actually signed somebody at one point and then got rid of him by the end of the day. Because he was like, you ain't what I was asking for, and he got rid of him.
Yeah.
He was
That's
it, Brian
the way
Clough?
managers should do it. Yeah.
Was that Brian Clough?
Yeah.
I
he
can tell you
actually
who that
got
guy is. That
somebody
was
and then
David
got rid of
Curry.
him.
That was David Curry for Nottingham. When you signed David Curry, he parked in his parking space. He went, "Who's that car parked in my parking space?" He went, "Oh, it's mine." He went, "Who are you?" He said, "Oh, my name's David Curry. You signed me today." He went,
Oh,
"Oh, right."
you
He said,
young man.
yeah, he
Young
said, "Do you
man,
live
you don't park in
local?"
my
He said, "Have you got a
parking
house
space."
yet?" And he went, "No, I haven't got a house in the area yet." And Brian Clough leaned over and went, "Don't fucking bother. You're gone." And he was gone. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's the difference.
That's
Yeah.
no.
We're going to be wrapping it up shortly. I've just got 2 questions and then we're going to be finishing. Colin's coming in with gents. Do you feel Guardiola needs to start rebuilding Man City now?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
I had concerns about them towards the start of the season, looking at the way that they're playing, and complaints about them last season.
So,
Their style of football is just slowing down and slowing down and slowing down. And then you've got their directors, who I looked at their summer business and I was like, that's underwhelming. I know people say, but look at their squad, look at their squad. Kyle Walker should have been sold 2-3 seasons ago. He's still getting 1-year deals and 1-year extensions. They've got no Kevin De Bruyne replacement, and he's soon going to be going on the down.
No Rodri either.
He is.
Yeah,
Well,
no Rodri.
Not just in the sense of Rodri. Who else is there in depth wise that doesn't make that City midfield fall apart when Rodri's not there? Because Gundogan was a good option to have. They let him go, didn't sign a Gundogan replacement suitable, and then Gundogan came back, and still that midfield isn't sorted.
Do you think it's very hard for City to go and sign any players because of all these charges? And people are thinking, you know what? Do I really want to go there in case they end up in League Two? I'm saying, like, it's.
Well, I mean,
it doesn't make a lot of sense if, like, because what you're saying about Walker, I agree. I do look at them. I think they try and go one way of playing. That's through Haaland all the time. And I think once he gets man-marred at the game, where they just defenders push on him straight away, then he's as good as useless.
what I don't get is, like, they let Julian Alvarez go to Atletico. 0 striker signings. Why would they do that? They've got 1 striker, and people say, "Oh, but City won the league without a striker." That doesn't mean that you just don't bother signing a striker. Like, you should be a team for a season, a Premier League season, for a very congested seasonal schedule. You could at least sign a striker that gives your team plan B. If Haaland is marked out the game, he's not hitting the mark, or he's just not. The dynamic of that City attack is not working. You need to speed things up. Get a player off the bench that's mobile, that's quick, that's nimble, that's in the arse to track his runs. Haaland, just keep a man on him, be physical. What does Haaland bring to the game after that?
do you not think he plays him wrong though? Because I mean, I look at Haaland and I think he could be like a total like Stan Collymore type of player, and I just think he plays him wrong.
No, I don't think he's Stan Collymore yet. I don't think he's Stan Collymore.
Not in that respect, but I do think that there's something about him that he can actually kind of do that kind of thing.
The guy's got
But
no
they don't
pace.
use him as a focal point.
The guy's got no pace. Right?
Oh,
the guy's
no,
got no pace at all.
He
needs to be fed
he's
the
got
ball.
pace. He's got pace. Haaland has got pace. He's like Romelu Lukaku. when
Mm.
he's up to speed, holy fuck, that guy is unstoppable.
Yeah,
He
he
will
has.
run
Yeah,
through you.
100%.
Look at
100%.
his
He's
days
got
at
the
Dortmund.
strength as well.
Yeah, but if you sit in a low block though, he can't run though, can he? Like if you're playing high line defenses, then he's perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you know what I'm saying? If you're, for instance, you're sitting in a mid block and you're going right, just make sure that we drop back 10 yards every time Haaland looks like they're going to try. He's going to run in behind. It's very hard for him. What it is with Haaland, he's a one-touch finish merchant for me. He's one of them ones that like ball will be played into him, bang, shot, goal.
Yeah,
Like, all
Yeah,
the
he needs
time.
to be fed
Yeah.
the ball. If he's not fed, it's like a machine. He's a goal scoring machine, but if he's a machine needs fuel. Like he
Yeah.
needs to be fed the ball. If he's not fed the ball properly, he does not score. And it's
No.
as simple as that.
No.
The thing that frustrates me when watching City is that look at the way in which when they get the ball, there's no opportune, or they don't look at the chance to play the ball quick or to play into channels. They don't opt for it. They just slowly just have the guy carry the ball along with the team shifting up the pitch. And then you get camped outside the box and then you start trying to recycle possession.
Yeah.
But you're not really challenging that defense all that much. You're just basically inviting them to practice you're holding their defensive shape. Like,
Do you think Fuzz, do you think it'd be better if they actually just kept hitting Holland every time they like got a counter attack and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I think it's important.
That would be much better.
I think even if you don't do it all the time, the fact is that if you get it several times in a game where Haaland just starts burning pace, do you get people that are not sitting there and being so static in that defensive line? They'll monitor Haaland. They'll monitor the runs. You can then use the dummy runs from Haaland to play somebody else in.
Yeah,
It's because
yeah,
Haaland becomes so static. Nobody needs to like constantly watch him. They can just pay attention to whatever else goes on in the game.
Yeah.
That City attack does not give defenses that much to think about.
I think he's an amazing player. I think he's got the physicality. I think he's got the speed as well. Even though Anthony's just said that he ain't got the pace, I actually do think he's got the pace. I actually think that if you used him like that, but they won't use him like that because obviously other players that they don't want to make Haaland the centre of attention, and I think that's what the problem is at Manchester City. If you used him like that, or he came to Forest, or he went to West Ham, or he went to fucking wanky Arsenal, or wanky Man United, then they probably would use him like that.
How many goals would Haaland get if he was at West Ham? Well, depends on the service. Yeah.
4 all season.
4.
How would you guys use him? If he was at Arsenal or at West Ham, how would you guys use him?
With Arsenal, you'd have to change the formation. You couldn't play 4-3-3. You'd have to play a 4-2-3-1, and you'd have to play. In all fairness, someone like that, you'd have to play Odegaard behind him to supply him the ball, and obviously from the wings as well. So it'd be a change of formation, in my opinion, because a 4-3-3 wouldn't work for Haaland.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1 for me. And what it is, I think, what it is with Haaland, if he was playing for West Ham, is that he could hold the ball up and bring your wingers, your wingers being just wide men inside forwards, so they come running in with him. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. I think they rely.
Yes, definitely.
I think what it is with City, they rely on him so much to score the goals, because if he don't score, then who else does? You know what I mean? It's not many, so that's the problem.
Yeah, true.
But they don't make him the focal point, though. That to me, I think is a little bit crazy, because if you look like what he did, like in Germany, he was like always made the focal point.
I think that's Pep for you, though.
With Collymore back in the day.
But that's Pep. That's what Pep does. He makes no one, stand out. I mean, at the end of the day, he makes sure that everyone gets a kind of shot. And that heavy rotation, there's limitations to that, and there's also damage. If no one is kind of, I'm bigger than that one. It's a case of you'll get your
Great.
shot.
Yeah,
And if I mean, look at Grealish, £100 million and that. The bloke's been sitting on the bench most of this season.
Yeah.
And he comes up today, but that's once in a blue moon kind of thing. But that's the
I would
difference.
love to take Grealish off them because what we've done is we've took players who ain't getting looked at in their teams, like Elanga and Callum
Take care, Colin.
Hudson-Odoi, and it's been a massive thing for us, and I think that is a massive thing. If you can take these players from these top teams who ain't getting looked at, they get a new lease of life, and they fire on from there. I think that's huge. It's huge.
That's true. It is true.
But you've already got a Grealish. You've got a Primark one, haven't you?
Yeah,
We've got a Timu one.
Portuguese one, haven't you? I like this. Happy saying, hope you're all well. Been lovely having a weekend without West Ham again. Yeah, we're not lost this weekend, so that's one good thing. Yeah, we can't lose. Just going to wrap up with one last question that Daz asked. I'm just going to go for the last of the comments. Lodestar, welcome to the chat. I reckon City, they're getting relegated following 115 internal charges. They were saying frustrating what Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, that's the Jackson we all know. When he come on there, Cougar was also terrible as well. But the last question is going to go to Daz, and this is more for you, James, and me really. Who do you want West Ham to sign in January?
So
New
what?
manager.
Well, that definitely ain't happening. Joe, what? If you could get Rashford on loan, I'd have Rashford.
Yeah.
I really would.
Yeah,
Like the Lingard effect, what happened a few years ago, is similar to what's happening to Rashford right now. And maybe a new club. Differences under this manager, would he be the same? I don't know. But if he was under Moyes, I think it'd be a different scenario. We definitely need a striker. We definitely need a centre half at this club, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was Axel Disease or whatever his name is from Chelsea.
Disasi.
Disasi. That's the guy. Yeah, we're looking at him. I just think we need 3 players: a central midfielder, centre forward, and a centre half. I think we might be all right. The centre forward one's a problem though because at present we've got Danny Ings and Nicholas Füllkrug, and I think they've got the combined age of about 70. So.
What you're saying is a new
I thought that
spine.
was one player on his own.
A new spine, yeah. A spine with that needs the old chiropractor out, and the one that's kind of bent over double.
And we're rushing Antonio back from his car crash.
I think Rashford is a massive show. Show.
I think it is. Yeah, if Sullivan wasn't giving me some money, you could sign me Christmas tree. And Tim went like that. You want to sign my Christmas tree and play him in midfield.
Look, Lodestar's hit on the head here. Look, Rashford in the capital. Nah, he's only one who would be out every night and hungover during the games.
Yeah, but do you know what? I understand that, but the
Colin,
the Lingard thing just reminds me. Like when Lingard arrived, everyone said he only wants to be insta famous, and I'm going to be honest. He probably played the best 6 months of football that he played for a long time. Do you know what I'm saying? With us, and like even if we got him on a 6-month loan, like just to get him out of I'll try it and see what happens.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he needs an escape. I think he needs to get away from the Man United thing. And I think that is a massive show. 100% respect on that.
Are we ambitious enough to do that? That's the problem. That is the question. But
who would you say, Tone?
I mean, look, we know we need a striker, that's for sure. Because if he ain't coming back anytime soon.
Take Garnachas.
Do you want a
Garnacho as well?
Do you want a Wonyi? You know him if you want.
I mean, when you look at something like that, maybe again, sometimes a player starts off all right, gets injured, struggles to get back into the team, and then moves on somewhere. I mean, James just hit it on the head there with Lingard. Same thing happened with him. Come to us, and it was that new lease of life. A Wonyi could do that.
We was linked with him a long time ago.
I wish he'd have fucking stayed with you, Lingard. That was the fucking most painful thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, because you signed it, didn't you? He went for the project.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my fucking days!
Do you know
He was
what?
too busy dancing on
I-
TikTok.
I'll say this, right? When you signed him, I done a space on X, and like I'd half a Forest in there, half a West Ham in there was just clashing like a good one. because people West Ham fans were saying he's gone for the money, and the other people were saying he's Forest fans were saying no, he's gone to the
Yeah,
bigger
support
club, a better
Derby.
club, and it's the project.
Bro,
There's a project
me and
there.
you. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna cut in here. Me and you gonna fall out, Nick. I have no fucking affiliation with them
He was a
sheep
regular at the
shagging
baseball ground.
bastards.
Yeah.
Them sheep shagging bastards. I've got no affiliation with them. Don't even go there.
Last question from Revy for Anthony. Where has it all gone wrong for not so long ago? You were scoring with a real striker.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the start. The manager, you know, you wanted Kai Havertz. Don't get me wrong, Kai Havertz scored 14 league goals last season, and he was sort of like thinking, well, is there an actual player in there that that can come, trying to find himself basically, and nothing this season, nothing at all. It don't make a difference if we play Kai Havertz or we play Jesus up front. None of them score, and that's what we've got at Arsenal Football Club. And you've got to think. I know we're in a different position, team, but West Ham and Arsenal are pretty much crying out for the same thing.
Yeah,
We need a
right.
striker.
Your striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 25 goals in 10 games. Don't be deluded. That's very true. And on that note, Fuzzy, you'd like to put out your channel and what you got coming up, please, mate.
Yeah,
Colin,
my channel
bless you as
is
well. Thank you. Take care. See you next time, mate.
big up, Colin. Find me on Hovers Foytro OG. Tomorrow night, probably have a little chat about Man United things and what the futures hold for Trashford and Garnachers, and see what's gonna happen with the January transfer window, because I think we've got a couple of players very much on the sell list. And what's the future for Mason Mount? He's injured again.
Oh, yeah, he's injured again, isn't he?
Injured yet again. 50 mil we gave Chelsea for that. And this guy cannot stay fit. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting conversation. And then of course we've got Spurs in the week in the Carabao Cup, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether we kick on. Go to
Is that Wednesday night first? Is that Wednesday?
on the 19th, so Thursday.
Thursday.
No, thank you very much, mate. James, as always, pleasure coming on, mate. Are you doing anything tomorrow for the game?
100%, mate. I will be there. 10 o'clock straight after fault. If we win, I'll be celebrating my birthday because I'm 38 tomorrow. I'm getting on, mate.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Fucking
But
young whipperstapper, mate.
But if we lose, though, yeah,
Whippersnapper.
if we lose, I'll be looking like you, so I'll be gutted. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be one of them nights, I think. Yeah, E20 Zone TV, mate. Me and all the boys will be back tomorrow. Big game, as I say. Like, we need a result, and we'll see what happens. But appreciate coming on, mate, as always, Tone. And
pleasure, mate.
good stuff.
No, thank you, mate. Yeah, what you got coming up, mate?
Tomorrow I've got the Bournemouth West Ham watch along, and I will big up your watch along as well, and make sure everyone goes over and likes and subs as well.
Thank you, mate.
And
Vice versa.
yeah, I'm doing it basically because one of my dwellers, Si, is like a Bournemouth fan, so that's pretty much why I'm doing
sorry,
it.
yeah.
I have a feeling that Bournemouth are going to beat you tomorrow. To be honest, I've just got this feeling that they are, and I kind of hope they do because I want this fucking guy out. I want this Loppy guy out because I do have massive respect for the West Ham fan base. You know, you two guys are just fucking awesome. E20 and you as well. So I hope you actually get something going from that and Loppy gets fucking kicked out because you need to have better. You deserve better. But at the same point, I'm like, well, it's not just down to him; it's down to your ownership as well. You know, you need to get somebody in like Marinakis who's, you know, got the right fucking score with it. And the way Forest are going at the minute, we're a family. So, yeah, it's Long-Eared Jay's Cave. Thank you for having me on. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome,
it's
mate.
always good to like chat with all you guys. Fuck you, Hot Fuzz, for not giving us any respect before. And Anthony didn't say anything because, you know, Anthony's like a fucking little pussy. So he didn't say anything about disrespect. But yeah, big up everyone. Thank
You're welcome,
you.
mate.
Make sure you hit the like and make sure you hit the subscribe. Otherwise, Tony's got to buy him again. So, yeah.
As we do.
Yeah, big up everybody.
And last but not least, me.
Yes, of course, mate. Yourself?
Oh,
Merry
cheers, Tony.
Christmas.
Cheers, Tony. Yeah, you can find me on Early Doors Football TV where we do this show, the Sunday Night Takeaway. We're doing our Christmas show on Wednesday night at 8:30. So stay tuned for that one. That'll be a good one. Also, on Thursday we're going to do another Christmas show on Football Dad's Army. That's Lee. He's an Arsenal fan. And make sure you like and subscribe to everybody's channel here. And Tim, one more thing before I go. I just want to say to everybody, keep it real, keep it Anthony. All right? So that's
Get
it.
the fuck out of here with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Right, okay, there's going to be a fucking... I'm contacting my solicitor tomorrow. That's my copyright thing. You fucking dumb, bro.
Last note from myself. Yes, tomorrow night I'll be doing the watch along for the Bournemouth West Ham game. I'll be on from 7:45 tomorrow night. And then on Wednesday, yes, as Anthony said, the good, the bad, and the ugly is going to be our Christmas special. Jumpers, woolly hats, you name it, we're going to be doing it, plus a quiz. So that's going to be quite interesting in that respect. Thursday, I'm back on with Budgie for the West Ham review. James has been on a few times. And that is, again, it's good when we're pure West Ham content for a change. And it'll either be a painful one or it's going to be a pleasurable one, either one or the other. We're going from there. And then, of course, then Friday, the return of a Spotlight show. So I'll be doing a Spotlight show on Friday night. And then Sunday, back to doing this again. But people in the chat...
Who is it?
None of your business. Mama, thanks very much. Thanks for being on as well. But the people in the chat, as always, pleasure you being on with us. We love the comments as always. And last but not least, as it's not that far away, have a Merry Christmas and enjoy your week. I hope it's a good one for you. And
Anthony.
And on that note, good night, everyone. Take it easy, and we'll catch you next time. Ta-da for now.
Yeah, big up everyone.
Hub 2025's